Create a post. There. I'm going to type something in first. And now, can I just add this nice little GIF? Or are you going to make me go through that rigmarole? What are you doing, Facebook?
Oh, Facebook.
Okay, you know what? You're just not. It's not a video. It's a GIF. You're making this too much of a thing here, Facebook.
Facebook's a pain in my ass. Just
Facebook.
go away.
No, it's because there's no title. Facebook. All right, you know what, Facebook? You don't get anything. Solves that problem altogether. Okay.
Facebook's not really got the audience we're looking for anyway. No one on Facebook is below the age 30 that uses it on a regular basis, practically.
That's okay. I'm not below the age of 30, so it's okay.
No, but I'm saying, like, we're looking for an audience. We're looking for the people who are below 30 at this point.
I guess.
Those people who normally had the time to play things like Magic the Gathering, so that's what I mean. I mean, traditionally speaking. I think everyone has time to play Magic the Gathering because of the fucking pandemic, but that's beside the fucking point, you know?
All right, I think I'm going to go live. Are you ready?
Well, I'm already live.
But you're already live? You're making me bumble around? I could have been picking my nose this entire time, and you wouldn't have told me?
Yep,
correct. All right, let me go ahead and throw all these out here, do some of this, tweet that out, throw this down on my Mastodon.
So. Okay. Oh, you still use Mastodon? I had made an account. I just never logged back in after I made the account, which is about that's what I generally do for social medias because I want to stake claim on my own. As soon as a social media goes public, I generally go and claim the account, so I don't, in case that becomes a bit hot thing. I already have an account ready to go.
I tend to do this thing where I don't actually do anything with the social media. Like for instance with Mastodon, I do not use it nearly as much as I should. So
well, I mean, it's not a very popular place to be right now, so like,
no,
not a lot of people talking, you know. I mean, if you'd gone there and you started getting an immediate following, I mean, like, I'd be like, why aren't you posting more? But
yeah, I've met some good people through there, but it's one thing that I can't juggle that
tweet?
Social media with all the other ones I'm doing.
You didn't tweet? Well, I thought you were gonna tweet.
I did tweet.
No, you in fact did not tweet.
All right,
empty husk then. Still. You're still an empty husk.
Well, that stinks.
It does indeed smell like poopy.
Oh, 1 second. Maybe. All right, so let's do this. We go here. We go to my profile. What's happening? Huh. How about that? I did not tweet.
And sent tweets, right?
Okay. Oh, I forgot that I have screen capture. 1 second. Let's throw this off of there. There we go.
Oh, see, I use application capture and capture the Discord specifically.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And that way I can tab out. That's why, for most of the review, you're going to be underneath the fucking magic cards. I'm not going to see you.
Yeah, I know.
For half
I'm fully aware of that.
So, I mean, you'll be peeking out behind my window because I have like half the screen, so you're still there. Just in case something like you get disconnected, I can still see what's happening, you know? So I'm not like, so what are your thoughts about this card? And you're just not there. Like, huh.
Boop, boop.
Where's my friend?
My thoughts about this card? Well, they don't exist. This card doesn't exist. Everything's a lie.
So, every time we want to talk about a different card, I have to turn off the card display, change windows, change the card, and then turn the card display back on.
Cool.
It's annoying. All right, did you tweet finally?
I finally tweeted. So, like, calm down. It's happening.
We're live. Whoop! That's the wrong way to spell it. We're live. No, that's still not spelled right. How can I not spell we're more than once?
Well, I mean, if you lose an apostrophe, which really isn't a letter, it changes the word altogether.
Me's live.
You know, I could pull a Croxy and say that they are all bad, but I'm not. I am gonna have like legit fun. With some of these cards. I've already have, actually.
I just look, this is why that's why I called it a casual set review, because I don't give a fuck what's good or bad.
No, this is super serious. This is as high level as you can get.
I don't care what's good or bad. I just want to play some Magic cards, and I like themes, and I like flavor, and I like
there's
power.
a lot of flavor in this set.
I know. Oops, I already packed my bong. Shit. Why don't you explain the set mechanics while I smoke this fucking ball?
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna throw some cards up on my screen.
Hey, so... Lutron, thanks for the follow. Sorry, continue. I'll keep doing that, obviously.
And pull that open, do that, and then that. Okay, so right off back, one of the new mechanics of the set is called Boast. Boast, what it does, you can activate it anytime after you have attacked with a creature. And a lot of times there's something very simple, like with Axguard Braggart, which is what I have on the screen.
That's actually what I have on screen too. Oddly enough.
There you go. It has Boast. You pay 1 and a white. You untap Axguard Braggart and put a +1/+1 counter on it. So as soon as you attack, you can activate this, or you can do it in your second main phase. You can also do it, during the end step, anything like that. As long as it's on your turn, and as long as you have attacked with this creature, you can use the Boast effect.
I just got a cool idea. Shit.
It is.
No, I just got a cool idea. So I have one display with one card open, but if I have 2 different card displays that overlaid each other, I can show the next card and have it seamlessly. I can just swap between the 2 card displays.
That is true. People will see me scrolling and adjusting my cards because I have mine open on the Magic the Gathering website because the Scryfall didn't quite fit with what I had set up.
Oh, well, that's why I started with Scryfall and set up from there.
Yeah, but I don't normally use Scryfall. Actually, I went to Scryfall and I was like, what is this?
Scryfall is amazing, way more robust than the Magic's official thing.
Oh, also, 100%. I do agree with that.
The only thing that Magic has above Scryfall is the very dense rulings underneath the card. Gatherer has got that down pat. If you need a ruling on the card, you can go to Gatherer, and either the ruling's there or people are talking about the ruling in the discussion below, and that's the one thing that they have going for them that Scryfall doesn't. But who's to say? I've been a patron Scryfall for about 5 years now.
Oh, nice.
So 4 years now? 4 years now. Maybe only been 4 years now.
I have heard of it. I just have never used it before because I'm always like, I don't need to do anything more than just look at the Gatherer.
You can just type in T: and then type any card type, and it'll give you like dwarf or warrior or sorcery. It'll find you every card you want of that. Which it's like, but then there's like all these little switches and options you can do that. You can literally,
that's what it looks like.
You can really just with a couple things typed into the search box, you can pare down a really massive search for a small selection of cards. Like, it's pretty neat. It's a little more robust. Just a little more robust for the search for when it comes to like the features and stuff for searching.
The only problem that I have is that I can get all the cards to line up in a straight up and down line if I get my window small enough on
Look at mine.
the card view, and I can't do that with Scryfall.
Yeah, it goes 2 rows instead of 1. That's the only problem with it. But I mean, everything fits in a nice little row. I have it set up. Isn't there a way to go to the fucking Gatherer from here?
There might be. I don't know.
View on Gatherer right there. Look at it. Bam, view on Gatherer, and I can just.
Oh yeah, it'll just get right there.
Which is a smaller image. What is this shit?
Oh no, it is much smaller.
You know what? Also, you have to make an account with Scryfall, and then you can turn on caster images, which give you bigger images too. That's what I have. I have AC images.
That is nice, actually.
I have caster mode. Hi, Chloe. Sorry, I have caster modes, so that was like. Anyway, you have more. What's the next card? What's the next mechanic that we're gonna talk about?
The next one that I'm gonna just explain in brief is Code Spell Cleric. It's a white card.
Go ahead. I'll just bring
All right, so Code Spell Cleric. It has this kind of second text here that says, when Code Spell Cleric enters the battlefield, if it was the second spell you cast this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. This set cares, to a minor degree, about the second spell that you play every turn.
There's not building a deck on that concept.
There's not tons of them. I believe that it's mostly centered around like white and black, though I think it is available in all colors, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I need white, I need blue and red
about
for the deck.
Is that it only affects the second spell. So like for instance, with Code Spell Cleric, if you were to cast 2 spells before this and then cast Code Spell Cleric, you would not get the +1/+1 counter because this has to be the second spell that you cast. That's the only kind of weird thing.
Oh, dude. First turn Ornithopter, first turn Ornithopter code spell card. You're welcome.
Exactly. There you go.
Crazy.
And you can do it pretty much whenever you want. It's a sweet little thing. So like that's not too bad. All right, and now I didn't look up all the mechanics, so we're just gonna keep going. Our next one is Doomscar.
One word.
It's white.
One word? No, 2 words.
Sorry, one word. It's Doomskr.
SKR. Ah. Jesus Christ. Oh my God! Not Domscar. I hate myself. Found it.
Domscar. Such a Domscar. Which is what your foes will be telling you. So essentially, what it is, it's a great sorcery. It's a great white removal. It's probably their most efficient removal that they have had in a nice long little while. You can play it just as is for 3 generic mana and 2 white. And what it does when you play it, it destroys all creatures. It's a sorcery, nice, efficient, if a little overcosted compared to something like Wrath of God. But you can foretell it, which is another mechanic in this set. So when you foretell a card, what you do is that during your turn, you pay 2 generic mana, and you can exile the card face down. And then any turn in the future, you can pay for it for the spell with only the foretell cost. So, like for instance, you can play this card for 2, foretell it, and then later on pay the 1 mana plus the 2 white mana, and bada bing, bada boom, you have an undercosted Wrath of God. You had to take up a turn essentially to prepare for it.
An overcosted Wrath of God, not undercosted. Undercosted would be 3 cost Wrath of God.
This is a 3 cost Wrath of God if you foretell it.
Because you still
no, it is.
You still pay the same amount of mana.
So if you only have 3 mana, you can cast it. Yes, you can never cast Wrath of God.
It costs the same cumulative mana. It's 5 mana.
Yeah, over turns though.
So you can either split it up or you can take it all at once, but it's still overcosted. You still invest 5 total mana. Okay, it's still overcosted. It's just split up.
Yes, but it's still. I would say.
Let's get into arguments about semantics on this show about casual magic.
No, that's fine. I would still say it would be an undercosted Wrath because later on in the game, especially if you were playing something like Commander, 2 mana early on, it's not going to set you back too much, and then being able to just 3 mana wipe the entire board later.
An exile. Or is there going to be a card that removes exiled cards from the game? Oh wait, no. Isn't there an unglued card that lets you remove? It's like called Erase or something. Not that. It's called Erase. Not that one. I think it's the name of the spell. Oh, I'm gonna look it up.
I think that removes it. I think it removes it from the freaking game forever zone.
Okay,
I think it puts it into that.
Not the Urza's Legacy one. That's called. If you control 2 or more white permanents that share an artist, you may play Erase, not the Urza's Legacy one without paying its mana cost. Remove target enchantment from the game. No, that's not the one. What is? Fuck, there's another one.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like it's from Unhinged.
Oracle.
No, is it Unhinged?
Removed from the game. Oh God, Jesus, typo. Game. God, Jesus.
I think you remove it from the game and you put it into the removed from the game freaking forever zone or something like that. Like
free forever. I'm gonna type in forever. I'm sure there's far less cards with the word forever. There it is. AWOL.
Maybe. I mean,
AWOL.
You did.
Exile target attacking creature, then remove it from the game, then put it into the absolutely removed from the freaking game forever zone. Jesus Christ. I mean, and by the way, if we're playing EDH, you can just use that card. I don't give a shit. Like, we're playing kitchen table.
Right.
You know?
That's fine.
Don't be ridiculous. Don't hold up my game, and we're fine.
I will be ridiculous.
I mean, ridiculous is in like, oh, look, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You know, when you're sitting there and I start, you play for 15 minutes while you play your deck out, that's being ridiculous. Okay.
Well, that's why you just don't allow combo decks.
I don't have a problem with combo decks if they...
If it takes 15 minutes, you do.
No, they're talking a lot of pieces. Like, it's like 5-piece, 6-piece combo. It takes a bit to set up. Those are fine, because it's disrupted, right? But you're like talking 2-card combo, infinite mana. You're like, get the fuck out of my table.
No, those are the best. I love those.
If you go infinite, you better kill me this turn, and you better do it quickly.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're wasting my time. But like, I'm not like, if you have a storm deck, get the fuck off my table. This is not.
No, see, I've never had a storm deck.
Or a combo storm deck. I mean, like, you can do a casual storm deck. It's all really overcosted things, and you're not trying to abuse it so much. like I can combo a few pieces off, but like Cascade Storm a little bit.
Anyway. And if anyone watching at least my stream, and I think Elise's stream, if you guys type in exclamation point card and then the card name, it should automatically tell you what that card does. In theory, I don't know if it actually works. So
I just tried.
Okay.
That's okay.
What's something else that we got here? I'm just gonna scroll down till I see something new.
It doesn't work on my chat. So anyway, what is the other any other mechanics? I think there's like
there's a couple more. Real briefly, I'll just touch on there's a new subtype in this game. They're runes.
Right.
There's 5 of them, one for every color. And essentially what they do is that whenever you play a rune, at least right now, when you enter the battlefield, you draw a card, and then it's a little different. It'll just let you enchant target permanent. So sometimes the runes will have no effect outside of literally just drawing you a card. But depending on what you enchant,
most of them
it may have something like in the case of Rune of Substance.
Yeah,
it might allow your creature to have lifelink. So.
I think the blue one just gives you like I think you just draw a card and like gives you flying or something like that. I think it's like really lame, like unplayable. I mean, even for like most not unplayable, just really hard to play with outside of casual.
So I scrolled all the way down to the bottom, just to kind of show you the fact that there are snow-covered lands in this set. They are very exciting. Yeah. They don't change honestly too much. There are some cards, and I don't know any cards off the top of my head, so I'd have to try to find them. But there are some cards that care about
wrong button.
About you specifically spending snow mana, which literally is just a mana that came from any source that says snow. So like I found one, Sculptor of Winter. This guy, you can
oh my god,
it's a snow creature. So if this ever created
load
mana,
I'm getting infinite loads. Here we go. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. So or something like Spirit of Aldegard. Spirit of Aldegard, when it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a snowland card. It can only find a snowland.
What about,
that's the only thing about
there's
it.
Also ones that there's ones that use snow mana to activate, right?
Yes, and I can't find one quickly, but we'll come across them. We'll be looking at like all the cards here before long.
I'll find it.
Here we go. Icehide Troll.
There we go. I was like, you keep talking, I'll find it.
It costs 2 snow mana. Well, for 2 snow mana, you can give Icehide Troll +2/+0, and it gains indestructible until end of turn, and then you tap it. Essentially, it's the fancy dancy new way of giving something regeneration. I don't like it as much as I like regen, but it does the same effect.
Oh, right. They decided to get rid of regeneration like 5 years ago, and now it's just everything goes indestructible instead. Or returns to your hand or reanimates. That's what they do instead of regenerate now, which is okay for some things and not for other things.
Exactly. So, and then the last 2 kind of returning mechanics, if you want to call them that, are the sagas, which are a type of enchantment. And they're essentially enchantments with like a 3-turn kind of purview. Now, when it comes into play, you do chapter 1 of a saga. So in the case of Invasion of the Giants, you would scry 2. Then at the beginning of your next turn, it would gain a second lore counter. And then you would get to draw a card, reveal a giant card from your hand. And when you do, Invasion of the Giants deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. And then on the next turn, the next giant spell that you cast this turn costs 2 less.
And there's lots of cool giants. And I like to say, not only the cool giants, but there's some really cool blue giants, which are very rare until recently. Now we think we got like 4 or 5 in the set. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
More blue.
Some of the best giants.
Some races have been locked in like certain colors. So giants, for the most part, have been red and white. There have been a few black giants, a few green giants.
Yep.
Not a lot of blue giants. I think there may have been 1 or 2 blue giants, to be honest. But like,
yeah, it depends on if you want to cheat. But yes, because technically any blue creature with changeling is a giant. But
well, okay, that does not count, and you know it.
Oh, why not?
Because they're not. It's not written on the card. It's mechanical. It's a mechanical thing.
Okay.
So it's not officially.
I'm sorry, Mistform Ultimus.
So like, if I love Mistform Ultimus. It's the perfect commander for a lot of things that don't have commander. But like, if I have a bunch of I have a crow deck. It's all crows. Like art. But there's a few slots I can't fill yet because there's not enough black crows and/or ravens in Magic. So I have some changelings, but they're just filler. They're not actually creatures in my deck. You know what I mean? Like, as a theme player, it's a very different thing.
That's true. But speaking of not enough ravens or crows, let's go ahead and come on down. We're going to look at a double face card, which may be kind of shocking to some of the people who are coming back to the game.
Yeah. I love that.
So, for instance, let's look at Alrund, God of the Cosmos. Alrund, God of the Cosmos. It costs 3 and 2 blue. And it's a legendary creature. It's a god. It does everything that it says on the front of the card. Nothing too fancy. However, you see kind of in the upper left-hand corner, there's a little black triangle that designates that it is the front of a card, which is really cool. And then if you kind of look in the lower right or lower left, I should say, it just says bird and then 2 mana. And if you flip that card around, you can, instead of playing it as Alrund, God of the Cosmos, you can actually play it as Haka, Whispering Raven.
So, I would say, Angie says, Jocelyn, someone walked by in the background and it spooked me.
Oh, that is my wife. Yes. She was just going to bed. That's all.
It was just funny. It's just like, saw her walk by. I didn't think about it because, it's whatever.
No, it's okay. She walked by a couple times, but no, I saw her too, and I was like, that probably is a little creepy if you don't know.
Yeah. Like, there's a ghost in your house. Did you know that? Like, you should said what? I live alone. That's what you should have said.
Oh no!
And he got up and just and then you should have walked away and just never come back.
And just never talk about it.
That was the end. Like, you literally just walked away, and then I've sat here for like 2 hours waiting for you to come back. You never came back. That would have been the best, actually.
Next time.
No, don't do that to me. All right, so we flipped it. It's Haka the Whispering Raven. By the way, Haka the Whispering Raven, guess who's going to be in my commander deck? It's a blue-white deck, so unfortunately he can't be the commander, but...
oh yeah, he cannot be the commander, but he could be in it. He's a solid, he's solid too.
He's going to be in the 99. It's all good.
So with these kind of double face cards, you have to choose to play one side or the other. They don't transform like the werewolves from Innistrad do.
Question: if you have a card that flips the card over, what happens? Since it says flip a card face up, technically both cards are considered face up. Since it's a two-sided face card, both sides are face up. Can you just flip it at will?
No. So when these are face down, like when these are on the battlefield,
does it flip?
The game thinks it is just Haka Whispering Raven. It does not think that it has anything on the other side.
It has a magic card back if it gets flipped, basically.
Yes. So like if you needed to flip it down or something like that to morph it, like with an effect, you would just get a choo-choo.
I most certainly have a Ixidor Reality Sculptor deck that would love to have some double face cards if it can flip.
Yes.
No. I would attack with one side, then you
not work like
flip over with the other side, get the other effect. You're like, bitch, you ain't getting the bird.
Nope.
You're getting the wizard in your it's getting bonuses.
When these cards are on the battlefield, or when they are when they're on the stack, they are the card that whichever side that you're playing.
Oh.
But like if they are in the graveyard, or if they are in your library or in your hand, they're always going to be the front of the card. So if you had a card that was like, go find target bird, you cannot find this bird from your library because he's not on the front of the card. That's kind of the only downside to the double.
You have to decide when it goes in the deck which side you're playing?
No. When you cast it, you get to decide. But if you needed to search for, like if you had a card that was like, choose a creature type, search your deck for a creature of that type and put it onto the battlefield.
Okay.
You cannot search for a bird and then get Haka. You would only be able to search for Alrund.
This is received day one errata from the card printed. The Oracle text is different.
Yes, it is.
It adds. So
I can't remember what exactly
it specifically adds in revealed this way from the selected cards. When you select, so the bottom half, where's the revealed this way line? Put a chosen card revealed this way. There we go. Okay, put the chosen card type revealed this way.
Oh, yes. You technically need that to make it work.
Yes,
so.
yeah. Otherwise, you can secretly put it in your hand and not tell anybody. The game has to explicitly tell you to do these things because otherwise it could be argued that, oh, these are two valid cards. I don't have to show you. The card doesn't have to show you. I mean, some people pull that, so
yeah.
That's why they print that stuff directly onto the cards. It's like
most of the time.
Most of the time. Sometimes they forget, like this one.
They do.
But now you know there's gonna be a promo and it'll be worded properly, and all the nerds like me will probably get that one specifically because it's worded properly.
Probably.
I'm a nerd.
Well, that's fine.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay. I think that is the mechanics.
Wait. So if I have Outrun on the battlefield, can I reveal Hakon as my bird? Or was that what you're saying? I couldn't do that.
If you had Outrun on the battlefield?
If I had Outrun on the battlefield and be in my end step, I choose a card type, reveal the 2 card types. So if I choose I guess it'd be a creature. I can then choose. Can I choose himself or his other half? I guess you could, right?
Yes. So yes, either side would work.
Okay. Just thinking
because it's a creature. You would just if you said, okay, so hey, I choose creature type, and then if this was one of the top ones that you would draw, you'd be able to do it. That's not a problem.
So but if it's both God and a bird.
Let's say that instead you chose, let's say you had Kazima, God of the Voyage.
Kazima, Jesus, can I spell him right? I did not.
Cosima.
God of the Voyage. I can just do it. That's why I found the last one. I couldn't spell the last one either.
It's okay.
Cosima. Oh, like Cosmo.
Oh, Cosima. We can do. I'm bad at. I just kind of go with words.
It doesn't matter. It's a fake word. I don't think there's an official way to say it.
There might be, but I have not looked it up if there is. So
it's fake. It's so fictional character. I don't care.
with Cosima, let's say that you with Outrun, he reveals the top 2 cards from your library, and let's say that you choose Artifact, and you want to put all the artifacts into your hand. Well, the backside of Cosima is a legendary artifact. You cannot put Cosima into your hand because while it's in the library, or it only cares about the front.
Oh, so there's a definite front. Oh, there's a different. Oh, so there's a front and back on these cards. Okay. See, prior, werewolves have 2 fronts. There's no back and a front on a werewolf card. So you can't. So you can morph. I believe you can morph those with Ixodron or Ixodor. I mean, those can turn over fine because they turn over during the course of play. They
transform. They don't you don't really turn them over. You just transform them. I think the transform mechanic is weird. Weird thing for people. Did you know the transform mechanic does not use? The morph mechanic does not use the stack.
Correct. It's instantaneous. You cannot respond to it.
No, well, it's faster than instantaneous. You can't respond to it with an instant.
It's an interrupt level item. If you want to go old school.
You can't even interrupt it. It's
but I'm saying there's no more interrupts. All the interrupts are now interrupts. So that's the new interrupt. Is the morph. But that's why. It's so weird. That's why, the change target guy and the counterspell guy are so fucking good because it's I can just you can't stop me from flipping it over. And
bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, there's nothing stops. If I can pay the cost, nothing can stop me. It just turns over. Too bad.
Oh, yeah,
and
exactly.
I fucking love that, and especially the ones that destroy creatures. You're like, surprise, motherfucker!
It's so weird. It's just so weird. I don't get it.
It's great. No, it's because of the rules would be wonky, and you could kill. Because otherwise, you could morph and respond to a morph and kill the creature. This way, you can't even respond to it because. Then you could you choose morph. I'll give it -1/- or -2/- before it morphs and it dies. That's.
I still think you should be able to do that. I don't know.
They don't want you to be able to do that. That feels bad. That makes morph. That means you never morph it if a creature has a higher power.
You still could.
Because you'd be vulnerable. See, here's the thing: if morph used the stack and you wanted to flip a card over. You would never bother doing it. You just put it face down because the actor trying to pick it over, you just respond to, and then it doesn't flip over, and you paid all that money, all that mana for nothing, and it's it's a real fail. It feels bad. It's not it's counterspell. No, it's not fine.
No, it's exactly like a counterspell. You spend all this mana, and then you don't get your creature.
Nah,
it's the exact same way.
Nah, it's not the same thing. Never hit play. It feels bad, in a wrong kind of way. Yeah, I mean, counterspell never feels bad, but the counterspell is intrinsic to magic, so you can't get rid of it now. You can just stop printing them, but
I still would.
I would probably stop printing it personally. Yeah. Well, I like that they made every counterspell that gets printed like super specific. It's there's no just counter-target spell without paying 4 mana.
Yeah, there's nothing 3 mana as good as counter spell anymore, which I think is good for the health of the game. But
I think counter spell is broken as fuck at 2 mana. I will be really honest, and I think that's why my Magic the Gathering cube doesn't even have counter spell.
See, mine has mana drain either. It's just broken. 99 soul rings, 99 counter spells, and there's 1 creature. So you really gotta hope you get that one first when you draft him.
That's the winner of the tournament every time. But no, I mean, like, my draft cube's like, it's very I've made a specific format. There's no power 9. There's no counter spell. There's other counter spells. It's just specifically the card, the counter spell. Mana drain is not there too. They're too fucking broken. There's no 2 mana spells that are a huge restriction to it. It's just a different speed environment that I custom. That's why I like 100%. Cube. That's why I love Cube, because I can make my own environment, and then I get to play it with people, and then we refine it. And maybe later I'll put counterspell back in. You know, it's in my maybe side. It's like the only thing that might go back in. I wouldn't put mana drain in. I wouldn't put power 9 in. It's not my style. I've never been that kind of like player. When I started playing Magic, those things were unattainable at $40, $50, $80. Can you imagine that? Like in the 1995, I could have spent $90 or $130 and bought a fucking Black Lotus and shit, beat up one, but now I could sell it for thousands.
That one just sold, for 500,000. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Someone's a sucker.
There was literally, I think it was like I think it was
sucker right there.
5 rated Black Lotus, and it was and the case on it was signed by the artist.
See, that's a bonus. But look, reality, it's a piece of cardboard.
You know my favorite Magic the Gathering rumor in the world?
What?
It's the fact that whenever Richard Garfield sees another Black Lotus, he rips it up so that his Black Lotuses are more
that is false.
Worth more.
You know that's false.
100%.
But it's so much litigation for that.
It's my favorite urban legend. Just like how
the best part is actually Richard Garfield should sign every Black Lotus because it would actually reduce the cost of value when he's signing cards, because they're not. The only people who care about signature cards are people who like signatures on their cards. Everyone else thinks it devalues the card because someone wrote on my card.
There was also a rumor that actually led to a real card.
Ooh.
Called have you heard about the rumor about the Chaos Orb at a tournament?
Which what?
Okay, so the
someone
story
goes
goes
up and threw it and became Chaos Confetti, right? That one. Sorry, it just dawned on me. Sorry. Like what? Oh wait, let me interrupt your story. I remembered now.
So thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that.
Yay.
So what Chaos Orb does is it's an old card, so it's like bonkers. You have to flip it from at least 1 foot above the table, and it has to make 1 complete revolution before it hits the table, and any cards that it's touching when it hit the table get destroyed. So what this person supposedly did, just like that. So what this person did is he cast the spell, and he went to flip it, but he ripped the card into like a million pieces and threw it up in the air like confetti so that it would reach and touch more of his opponent's cards.
Yep.
Supposedly. I don't think it happened, but it's still my favorite.
And that was ruled by DCI, an effective way of using your card. If you really want to, if you had it more, especially if it's your last match, you're like, fuck it, I don't need this thing anymore.
And then
that card's been completely banned for like 20 fucking years, by the way.
In
the 90s.
Magic has a couple joke sets. And in one of the joke sets, they actually made Chaos Confetti where you had to rip up the card in order to use it.
I would never allow such thing. I definitely allow people to take a basic land, rip it up in proxy for the Chaos Confetti. Because the Chaos Confetti gets more rare every time you rip them up. So you can't rip mine up because I can't afford to replace it eventually. So I'm looking ahead. You may, however, rip up this shitty basic land that I don't give a fuck about because it's worthless. Literally worthless. You cannot sell me a fucking basic land for a penny unless it's special in some way. Foil, snow, full art, right? I'm not wrong.
Full art lands are sexy.
Anyway, so in case anyone's curious what kind of Magic we play, I play real catching table, like this piece of shit, 25-cent rare. I got 6 of these bad boys.
What is that? I can't see it.
It's Vivian's Invocation.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you have the other camera. Sorry.
No, so that still doesn't help. It's okay. I'll look it up later.
Is it not gonna focus?
No, sorry.
It
So
won't.
on my screen, the cards that I have displayed cover up that part of the
Oh,
screen
okay. Well,
that you're.
Vivian's indication. It's just a real chintzy. It's right. Let's not use that word.
It's fine.
Really cheap. Like it's a 25-cent rare. Look. If you want to know, I have like 40 decks, and how I did that is more than once I bought one of those 1,000 rares only boxes full of 25-cent rares because I don't give a shit.
Yes.
Guess what?
Most of
those cards are perfectly good for Commander. Perfectly good. Perfectly playable.
Yeah.
Plus, you get tons of Commanders to make decks with. And then I've pledged to make a deck for every Commander ever, if I can. That's possible, obviously. Some of them are kind of unplayable in Commander.
For every Commander?
Everyone that's playable, yeah. Everyone that I deem playable. There's some that are like you need 4 copies of this guy. Like the guys who you need like 4 copies of each, they're kind of unplayable in Commander. They're like overcosted.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like there's some stuff like that. There's Brothers Yamazaki. I think we have to like house rules because they technically they don't have partner, but fuck you, they have partner because who's to play one without the other? Partner. Like I'm sorry if I sit down at a table and I pull out both Brothers Yamazaki and you being whoever is playing against me say, oh you can't do that, we're done playing. I'll never play with you again. We're done. I'm a no fucking nonsense kitchen casual. You pull up an uncard and start playing. I'm not gonna complain. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I don't give a fuck.
You
bring on those fancy proxies that you buy online that are bootleg. I don't give a shit. I'm here to have fun. I want to play with my cards. You want to play with your cards. So let's play with our cards. That's my fucking philosophy at the table.
Walking up with a deck of all just all Power 9 cards, nothing else. They're all proxies.
I mean, a lot of those are banned in EDH, so I'm not worried about it. Like, you know,
I actually,
if you want to show up with the first turn of Neoplasm, I won't play with you. You know what I mean? Like, I just won't, because I don't. That's like, look, I want to play with my cards, and if you are the game to you is me watching you play your deck, that's not Magic to me. Okay.
I only have the idea of one deck like that, and that's a deck where you mill yourself, so it's still janky. I just don't want you to like screw up my self jank, so it's very defensive minded. But also because it's built kind of in my mind.
I have a really defensive Sidisi's Hand deck. So Taigam Sidisi's Hand deck.
Oh yeah.
It's really dumb. It basically plays like 20 really stupid, awful enchantments that slowly make me play the game in a more restrictive ways. Like seriously, it's like play this. You can only play one spell a turn. Play this. You can only play cards of this. You can only play, and it's like, oh, this. You can't draw any more cards. Like, I have like, and then I'm still somehow, because Taigen lets you just look at top 3 and put a card in your hand. So I'm just like, I'm still using all the bonuses of these, but I can only play. Okay, your turn. I play a spell on your turn. Oh, I play a spell on your turn. I can only play one a turn.
My favorite evil combination is that there's one card, like you said, that only lets you play one card a turn. And then there's another card that says, counter the first spell your opponents play each turn. Then they just do not play anything at all for the rest of the game.
That's the one way to kill my deck. Yeah, absolutely.
If
you played what was that? Something prison. It's something prison. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I mean, when I hear prison, I think of ghostly prison, which just prevents kind of creatures from attacking.
But I use that card. It's not ghost. It's not prison. What is it called? Law. It's rule of law. That's what it's called. God damn, it took a minute.
Yeah, it's rule of law.
Took a fucking moment. Like, But there's a blue one also.
Yes, there's.
But yeah, this card. If you plunk this card down on my deck, and I'm playing that deck, I'm screwed. But that's my fault. That's not your fault. And if you did a third turn, I probably wouldn't be playing. All my cards that do that are like 7th, 8th turn. You know, I'm literally just pillow forting until that comes down early. I know who I'm killing first before I play any of my big shit. You know what I mean?
That's what you think. If you're gonna scoop as soon as I play that, I'm just gonna tutor for it every time.
No.
It down.
I'll scoop if I'm in late game and you fuck me up and I can't do anything. Fair play. You beat me. I'm like, if I'm 20 turns in and you played rule of law, you beat me fair and square. You know what I mean? I got a chance. Player. I had a chance to fucking beat you, and I didn't beat you. That's on me at that point. 20 turns is a long time. You know what I mean? Like, you put it on my second turn, I'm gonna fucking slap you, and like, no, what the fuck? I probably won't slap you. I just Like, I'm done. Good game.
I'm a very vindictive player, especially sometimes I can be a sore loser. And like if I know I'm gonna lose, but I hate the way that you're beating me, I'll be like, all right, fine. You have to play out your combo to kill me. Oh, your combo, gets rid of all my creatures, but you only have a 1/1 flying to attack and kill me. Well, guess what? We're gonna be here for 20 turns as you build down that damage. But
see, I won't do that, but I mean, like, my favorite thing to do playing game and you're about to die and you're like, okay, but I'm gonna fucking hurt you as bad as I can before I die. And you just blow up as many creatures and fuck up their hand and you're just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, I'm down. You know?
I really
I had no problem with spite and vindictiveness when it makes sense. Don't carry grudges between matches. That's just rude. It's not sportsmanship.
I kind of almost miss mana burn because that's my favorite.
I had a deck that literally killed people's mana burn that I just put in a fucking box. I'm never gonna pull out because I can never play it.
Because that's how I would normally, like, if I knew my opponent was gonna win, I would just be like, huh, that's sad. I'm gonna tap all my forest and deal 20 damage to myself.
That's perfectly acceptable. That's fine. If you want to kill yourself in response to me trying to kill you, all right, bye.
Yep. That's there's that.
Mana burn, I miss that shit. I also miss damage on the fucking stack. You want to go real back. Damage on the stack killed a card. Killed Mog Fanatic. Killed it. Dead. Went from top tier 1-drop to fucking trash.
Here's the thing. I 100% still get upset that my zombie deck is a little bit weaker because they removed damage from the stack, but at the same time, I've gotten over it for the most part.
Damage on the stack is in my cube rules, actually. Fuck that. I like my Mog Fanatic damage.
Your cube? Oh, okay. We're doing alternate rules.
Yeah, it's 6th edition. We do 6th edition.
6th edition?
Yeah. 6th edition rules. With new cards, so it gets real weird sometimes, let me tell you.
Are there no creatures? It's all summons?
No, I mean, obviously you update the
I'm
wording,
just teasing you.
Like, yeah. It's the whole damage on the stack thing, That's what it is. And I love how, by the way, we've been talking for 30 minutes on this set, 25 minutes on the set, or on Magic, and we haven't talked about the set except for the mechanics at the very beginning.
Because that's fine.
So we started talking about fucking that god lady, Cosmos' whatever her fucking name is, Kazima.
Yeah.
We got halfway through it. I started asking about fucking Ixidor and Ixidron, and now we got fucking down a rabbit hole about playing Magic casually. Anyway, so let's go back to Cosmo and talk about the flip cards. We actually maybe.
Oh, we want to talk about more about Kazima. So what we were talking about earlier.
Start over from the top of with this mechanic at this point.
Yeah, so if we go look at Alrund again. Alrund, it lets you reveal the top 2 cards from your library, and then you can choose a card type and put all cards of that type into your hand. Let's say that you had Kazima as one of those 2 cards. You could get her into your hand with Alrund if you chose the creature type, because the front of the card is a creature. If you chose instead artifact, the back of Kazima is an artifact. It's the Omen Keel.
Okay.
But because it's on the back of the card, when you reveal the card, you're only revealing the front. So you're only revealing Kazima, so you cannot name artifact and get the Omen Keel into your hand.
Can you not? So if you cannot name the Omen Keel at any point and find it, can you like name a card? Okay, so because it's not a visible card in your deck.
It's not a real card until you cast it.
That's interesting. See, I did not know that. That makes the double face cards double-edged sword.
It's a little weird.
Double-edged sword,
it's a little weird.
By the way, the Omen Keel is so good. It's so fucking good.
Oh, I love the Omen Keel. I got crushed in a draft on Arena using Omen Keel, and I wasn't even mad. I was just like,
I mean, if it weren't a legendary, I'd be like, this is almost as broken as the Thieving Copter, whatever it's called. What was it called?
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk about that card. That card's
dumb. What is that card called? Help me.
I can't remember honestly.
Fuck. I'm just gonna look.
It might be Thieving Copter.
We're gonna just scroll through all the fucking cop.
There's a subset of the.
I forgot that the T Thopter. God damn it! Oh, it's a vehicle actually.
I forgot. With one of the cool things about the double face cards, is that they are using it to make dual lands. So on one side,
Oh,
you'll
they
have like a land
are.
that's essentially a swamp, and then on the back could be
How do I scroll
a
through all
mountain.
these fucking vehicles and not find it? There's only like 40 vehicles in the entire game. What the fuck?
I don't know. No, there's more than that now, aren't there? They've been around for a little while.
40, actually, exactly 40. I said 40 as a joke. I scrolled
You
to the
did,
top. There are only
and that's
40.
actually 40.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Well done.
Where the fuck? Smuggler's Copter. Jesus fucking Christ.
There you go. I could have told you that.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
didn't.
so you can't find the artifact, the backside of these
Correct.
double-sided cards because they have a back that's named
Of
as back.
any double-sided card.
Even werewolves? Because they're double-faced cards, right?
Well, these are double-face cards.
Technically not, because there's a back.
No, they are technically double-face cards.
But you can search for either side of the werewolf.
No.
Sure?
The way that those get around it is that the creature type on the front is like human, werewolf, berserker, or something along those lines.
They have different creature types depending on which side you're on. For sure, 100%.
I don't think they do. I think if you flip them over, they might lose the human. Type. I could be wrong about that. But I know that if it just said, hey, look for a werewolf, if it was not a werewolf on the front side, you could not search for it.
Spitefully prove her wrong. Werewolf horror, transform, right. Eldrazi werewolf. Hey! Right there, that's like the first step of transform also.
There you go. See,
all right,
so
now the question,
you can still not search for just the werewolf side of stuff.
Am I on the wrong side? No. Why? It doesn't tell me.
Also, they made an Eldrazi werewolf? I was not aware of that.
Yeah, it's uncommon. It's not very good. Here, there's a fucking rule sheet on double-faced cards. 1 second. No.
Go ahead and read us the rule sheet on double-faced. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to.
No, I can't. Here, entering the battlefield. No flippy floppy. Ah, here we go. Double-faced card. They're double-faced cards. That's interesting. Okay. Check the transform. Permanent transform only has. For example, okay. Okay. Delirium. Oh, that didn't help me at all.
Which just proves my point. It doesn't, but I'm going to claim the high ground.
Google. MTG. Search. I actually typed MTF, which would got me something else. Search double-faced card.
Trans joke, you guys.
While a modal double-faced card is in your hand, your graveyard exile, it has the characteristics of its front face only. There you go. There you go. That answered my question. Front face only. You're right. You're correct. Now, I am wrong.
Those are the modular or whatever double-faced cards. Transforming double-faced cards could be different, but
transforming double-faced cards are, I don't know. That's a whole other thing.
Cool.
I was just worried about the other thing. Anyway, or is that all the mechanics in?
Those are all the big mechanics. If there's anything else, I can't remember off the top of my head what they might be.
Shall we actually start talking about the set now?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna go pee first. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm gonna go pee first real quick.
You go for it.
Entertain the fans.
Oh, you know I can't do that. I can barely entertain myself. Now that's just not nice. So I would like to go back real quick and thank Erzbin Anna. I'm going to say this wrong. Erzbin Anika for the follow. It was quite a little while ago, and I know I said thank you for the follow, but it was up. It was behind where I could see it, and it didn't appear on the screen. So I apologize for that. But thank you for following. I hope everyone over in Skin Slips chat is having a wonderful time listening to the both of us just geek out about Magic. Here's the thing: when we are talking, this is normally what it's like. Normally, like half the time we end up talking about Magic because we're huge Magic geeks, and I don't know if that's good, bad, or in between, but my goodness, it's nice. I've been playing Magic myself. Oh gosh, when did I start? So I started in the 4th grade is when I picked up my first set of Magic. So 4th grade, how old are you in fourth grade? Like 7, 8, 9? Let's see, I started when I was what, 5? And then 4. So okay, let's say 9. Okay, so 9, that would have been 1996-ish. You know, so right around 1996, my very first pack of cards was Stronghold. And I still have those cards. It's one of the few cards that I still have, believe it or not. Um like card sets. Like I've collected other cards from back then, like Pokemon cards. I've gotten rid of most of my Pokemon cards from that era. I have since started recollecting Pokemon cards, but I don't have the old school ones. And then I've also collected other random ones. I've picked up some. I actually have the complete base set of the Harry Potter trading card game, which is really cool. Um, and then I used to have like old Decipher Star Wars cards and Lord of the Rings cards, and I've gotten
And
rid of most of
I miss Star Wars Decipher.
them.
I missed it.
It was too confusing for me. I still literally have no idea how to play it to this day.
Oh, it's so good. So okay, so your deck is your force, right? Yeah, we're getting on a tangent again. And as you play it, you're like you get it's like 10 fortune or force pool to begin with. But as you gain presence, which is like a dominating force unopposed at a location, you gain more force, and then you use that force to play more things down. So you gain force to begin your turn. Then you have a phase where you play things down. Then you initiate force drains. When you do a force drain, you take cards from their force pile and you put it in their remove from the game pile.
Yeah, which eventually gets shuffled back in.
No, not from force drains, because how you win this game? You mill. What happens is there's a discard pile and a remove from the game pile.
Okay.
The discard pile gets shuffled in. There's used interrupts, which are used instants, which means they go to the discard pile, and lost interrupts, which go to the remove from the game pile, one-time use. Plus your deck restrictions with pips to tell you how many people.
Oh yeah. That
like
would tell you how many
cards and stuff. Yeah. How many or if it's got like 3-card restriction. So my favorite thing to do is my Trooper Spam deck. I have one for light and dark side, and it's like 45 Stormtroopers, or 45 Rebel Troopers, right? And then a bunch of interrupts in some high value locations, and you just fucking spam play 2 or 3 troopers a turn.
Hey, it works.
And just fucking swarm the enemy and just do attrition. Because when you do combat, if say I do like 10 damage to you and you only have 5 defense, you take 5 points of attrition, which means you have to sacrifice assets on the table equal to 5 value, including characters, items, etc. So that you have like 6 troopers versus your 1 fucking Luke Skywalker, I will oftentimes cause attrition to you because I just have so much damage going to you.
That makes sense.
So if you have there are cards called immune to attrition, which means you can't sacrifice them.
Yes, I do remember that.
So if it's all you have left is your Luke Skywalker, who's immune to attrition, you don't have the attrition. You don't have to worry.
That is nice.
Yeah, but I fucking deeply love that game. I wish I had a community to play it with, and I still have a 2-player starter kit, so I could play it. I mean, it's cool.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's like a board game set now. I want to get the other 2-player starter kits, and then like put them all in the one box and make a board game version of it, basically.
So I owned like the starter, like a starter deck and just random other cards.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite thing in any card game is to win via the alternate conditions. Like I love mill decks. I love those alternate conditions. And literally the first pack of cards, like booster that I picked up for the Decipher game was the one that allows I think it allowed Vader to convert Luke to the dark side and win the game that way.
Yes, it's such a cool, and there's a lot of them. There's the other way you can turn. You can turn Vader to the light side. You can capture Han Solo and turn him into Jabba Hutt. And there's all sorts of little things like that.
And I don't remember what you had to do. I just remember that I was like, oh, I want to try this, but I was like, I don't understand how to play the game. Like it was too advanced for my puny little mind at the time.
Yeah, so. I mean, it was first of all the rule book. This is the 90s. Every rule book for every card game was incomprehensibly dense. You only had to learn the game through people teaching you. I actually learned how to play the game in the mid-2000s. I had the game. I had no one to play with, so I just collected the cards. Thought they were really cool. Like it's trading cards at that point, right? You know, they have really cool lore information about literally every character in the movie.
Yes,
like I wouldn't know who fucking Corporal Prescott is, but now I know who fucking. Every time I watch a New Hope, I'm like, there's Corporal Prescott, like a fucking jerk.
Let's go.
That goddamn game. Decipher Star Wars was the best. Wizards of the Coast fucked it up. They just had their game was terrible. Too much dice rolling.
Oh, see, I liked the Wizards of the Coast game because it was easier to understand.
It's too
random.
random.
You get to roll dice, and that was fun. And
it was too random as a card game, so it died. There was nothing. You know, as much as I don't like playing competitive is important to selling product continually. You know what I mean?
So, talking about Wizards of the Coast screwing stuff up. One time, maybe I've told this story on stream, and I apologize if I have. One time, when I started collecting the Harry Potter trading card game.
Oh my god, I remember that game.
I have the complete first set.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. But now I just want to burn it all, of course.
Whatever. I just don't play with it much.
It just sits in a box gathering dust now because fuck that lady.
So I picked up a theme deck, and I can't remember what Harry Potter theme deck I picked up.
Mm-hmm.
But I took it home from the card store, and I was very excited to open it up and play it. Crack that bad boy open. You know what was inside?
What?
The Fungus Among Us Magic card deck about Saprolands.
Amazing.
It was. I was like, what is going on right now?
I wish I had one of those.
I have all the cards somewhere.
So my favorite thing is there's a whole bunch of Harry Potter cards with magic card backs. It's like yes, I want those. I'm a big misprint collector.
Misprints are great. We're not actually going to talk about Kaldheim, guys. I just want to let you know that.
I know, right? I got all my signed shit in here. I think my misprints are in here too. No, misprints are in another binder somewhere.
Bramble Forest hooked me up with a signed copy of Sarah Angel revised.
I have one of those.
So that was really cool of him.
I used to have a Sangir Vampire revised signed, but that's even harder to
find.
Neat. That's really hard to get now. I wish I still had it. That was one of the cards that was stolen from me. It was my first Wrath Cube that was stolen. $10,000 that was. That's how much that cost. I lost $10,000 in one fell swoop.
You're gonna be really upset
when it's actually power again.
From the future who stole it from you. Like 10 years from now, you'll get a hold of a time machine. You'll go back in time and you'll steal your magic cards from yourself.
I'm gonna punch that in the fucking dick. Myself, I mean. Actually, I might go back in time, see who stole them, then go back in time and punch both me and that guy in the dick.
That's what they get.
Yeah. All right, so we actually talk about Kaldheim.
We talk about
literally every other card game except Magic the Gathering now.
Yeah, if you think that's what you want to talk about,
let's talk about Axgard Braggart.
Okay, so that's the one that we talked about. Had Boast. All right, so Axgard Braggart. It's 3 and a white mana creature, dwarf warriors. Boast. 1 and a white untap Axgard Braggart. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. It's an okay little comment. I think for draft
art, by the way, I love the purple writing. Like we're gonna talk deep about these.
We're talking deep about every card. Okay, this is
like I'm not about every card. If we have nothing to say about it, but my point is like, if we like a card, we're gonna talk about it. Doesn't matter if it's common. A lot of those guys are like, oh, it's just a common. It's worthless. Like no. Every card is valuable because every card has a place. Every card has a theme deck it wants to live in.
This is true, and there's not a lot of dwarves. So like,
well, now there are. The last couple sets, a couple blocks. There's more a couple blocks ago we had some more dwarves. A lot of white dwarves.
Kaldheim has dwarves, and then Kaladesh.
Had dwarves. I think one of the Ravnica one had dwarves too, didn't it? For like the
not as a major tribe.
Lorwyn have dwarves? Not Lorwyn.
No, Lorwyn didn't have dwarves. There was some dwarves in Eldraine.
No, Eventide had dwarves. They were called Duergar. They were the underground dwarves.
I don't think they were in there. I could be wrong. Because they had elementals, elves, Kithkin, merfolk, and goblins.
Duergar. Yeah, okay, that's what I mean. There we go. Let me get rid of this A here. There it is. Oh, Dwarf Soldier, Dwarf Warrior, Dwarf Shaman, Dwarf Soldier,
Yeah, how many?
Duergar Assailant, Mine Captain.
Yeah, you named one card.
Oh, I named 4 cards. There's a Duergar Assailant, Duergar Cave Guard, Duergar Hedge Mage, and Duergar Mine Captain. There are these underground dwarves from, I think this is Eventide, right? Am I right? Yes, Eventide. Thank you, Random Memory, for remembering shit that's useless.
Okay, there you go. I
still say you
and the internet are lying. I don't see how my memory could ever be faulty, but okay.
All right, so I like dwarves. I might actually find this place in my warrior deck. Oh wait, warrior deck.
It's kind of got like a weird like pseudo vigilance if you have some free mana.
Oh yeah, we do. Only one time.
Because like it just it attacks, it gets stronger, and it untaps. So like, you got a blocker left over.
But only once.
Only once per turn.
Oh, once per turn.
Yes.
Oh, you can do it every turn. Oh
shit!
Every turn. I misunderstood both. Both was really good now.
Yep.
All right. Next guy.
My card list is going to be a slightly different order than you, so let me know if our cards don't sync up.
Battle Shield Warrior.
That's my next one.
Okay.
Do you want to read any of these, or do you just want me to read all of them?
You have more elegant voice.
Battle Shield Warrior. It's 2 and a white mana for a human warrior. This one also has boast. 1 and a white. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, and it is a 2/2.
I was about to say this one sounds good, but actually it gives everyone +1/+1, but not permanent.
Not permanent. Yeah, it might be enough to kind of squeak through some damage, especially if you have like a very like go wide kind of a strategy.
It'll be great in draft, but I don't play.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%.
Human warriors. Humans are like one of those broken ass fucking tribes in the entire game.
Only because there's so many of them.
I know, yeah. So much flexibility.
But I like it.
That's not bad.
Also, I really love the art where it has the just the guy like destroying somebody with his shield. Like I really like shields just in general, and he has totally just wrecked somebody's face.
He's wrecking a chick too.
Yeah,
he's fighting multiple genders here. I should say he's bashing someone with tits because I don't know what their gender is.
That's true. That's true.
All right, I have Battlefield Raptor next.
Battlefield Raptor. It's a 1 white mana. It's a bird, flying and first strike, and it's 1/2. So
there we go.
I actually really like Battlefield Raptor. Like I have drafted multiples of these just because they're great. Like turn 1, you throw it down on the field. It's great.
Oh, that's not what I do.
Also, cool bird. Don't look at the
card. Let's see here. Scryfall. Sometimes it's just really slow loading, and it drives me nuts.
Your brain?
No, the website in general.
Oh, okay. My brain's slow loading all the time.
Oh my god. Why are we fucking? There we go. Jesus Christ. Type bird.
Bird. You're gonna be any more specific about that?
Oracle first. Oracle strike.
First Oracle strike.
Yeah, O is the Oracle. Reminds me that to put the colon.
Oh.
No, it's not a bird. Maybe.
What are you thinking? Like, tell me your thoughts.
There's a 1/2 flying first strike. For 1, I thought in white already, and I think like this is just a not color shifted, it's a creature shifted version of it.
Yeah, there probably is others like that.
I just can't remember. It might be a spirit actually. Now I think about it, it might be one of the spirits from Kamigawa block. I think
could be. I mean, there's also Goblin Recruit. That's a 1/1 hybrid that has first strike for 1 mana.
Yeah. All right. So I like this. I have a bird deck this is going right into.
Perfect.
It's a Kanji Area Keeper deck, so it'll be a 15/15 bird for 1 white in at least 1 game.
I'm fine with that.
First strike. That's some fucking deterrent, by the way. First strike.
That's a go.
That's a murder bird right there.
Yes, it is.
All right, I have Baskir Shieldmate.
That is who I have as well.
I have it in set order. Do you have it in set order?
So I just have the visual spoiler, and it's in set order, but they pulled out all of the double face cards. So double face are in their own section. So when we get to a double face card, just let me know.
Okay, I will let you know.
I guess that's really what it comes to.
All right, Beskar Shield Mate. I like the armor here a lot, and I really like the lighting. Yeah. Like they're being lit from above with this lightning bolt, which is, of course, the creature will get killed by a fucking lightning bolt at least once. So it'll be nice and thematic. There's like wildfires happening behind them. I don't know. I just really like this art. I do like the idea that it replaces itself with another human warrior. So this goes right into the human deck as like a early drop because you get human you can just attack relentlessly with. Because you're like, oh no, you gave me another human.
It kind of reminds me of kind of like, Tonight We Dine in Valhalla kind of a theme. Like it wants you to be reckless with this card because it'll just replace itself with like a new adventurer kind of a theme.
Yeah, I like it. Good comment.
Yeah, I agree.
Really solid stats for the costume. Not great because it's common, but
Hey, it's got you get card advantage with it.
Bound in Gold.
Bound in Gold, 2 and a white. It's a enchantment aura. Enchant any permanent. Enchanted permanent can't attack, block, or crew vehicles, and its activated abilities can't be activated unless they're mana abilities.
This is a strictly better arrest. Arrest is that except for the vehicle part.
Yeah.
With arrest, you can still crew vehicles.
Yep.
Bound in Gold, you can't.
Which makes sense. Have you tried to drive a vehicle with shackles around your hands?
Well, see, like, arrest is in my deck, my cube already, so this is a straight upgrade for me. It's going right in, because obviously, and I have vehicles too, so
I still like the arrest. There's one arrest artwork that I really like. It might be one of the first ones, but I'd have to look them up. I can't remember why I liked it. There's something I really like about it.
View all prints. View all prints. There we go.
This one, the flavor text
one from Mirrodin Block, which has like this ogre being bound to the earth with like lightning bolts.
I think maybe that's actually the one I was thinking of. I don't know.
That's the one I've always wanted, but I just didn't. I don't have that one actually. I have like one of the other ones in foil.
I probably have it. I can send you a copy.
I'm looking for a foil for the cube, though. That's the thing. I probably won't buy it anyway. I'm probably gonna get a foil. I'm just gonna get a foil bound in gold at this point. It's a better card.
Oh, there you go. Why not get a gold-plated bound in gold? Come on now.
All right, next is Clarion Spirit.
Clarion Spirit. 1 and a white for whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white creature token with flying, and it is a 2/2.
I like this. This goes right in the white spirit deck.
Oh yeah.
And spirits in general, I think it's gonna really like this because it's like you're gonna make so many spirits every turn. Each turn.
No, you can only make one spirit.
Yeah, each turn though. Your turn, their turn, my turn. You build a deck around that.
Eventually, you'll run out unless you got some card draw. But outside of that,
you play cantrips, so
you can.
I mean, there's a way to do it.
Oh yeah, and if you have like 2 or 3 of these out, like that's amazing.
Man, you could like play a spell, play another spell, play one, and then play another one, and get a free token. Yeah. I mean, like that's pretty big. It's like it's like 5 power tokens, 5 power attack eaters for like 4 mana, which is pretty good for white. Uncommon. Yeah. Anyway, I like it. Next is Code Spell Cleric.
Code Spell Cleric. We talked about this one earlier. It's just a single white mana, has vigilance, and when it enters the battlefield, if it was the second spell you cast this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and it is a 1/1. It's kind of a nice like little utility, especially like late game spell. I kind of like it just because it gives another creature a +1/+1 as long as you play it correctly.
What's the thing behind him?
Those are giants in the background.
That is a giant animal. It looks. I swear.
I think it's just a giant.
I guess it doesn't look like it has a human head at all, like a human-shaped head at all. It's kind of weird.
I think it's got goggles. I could be wrong.
I think it's like a headdress, actually.
It's
really hard. It's really hard to see because I mean it's a fucking card. I had the card. The thing about Skyfall, you can click card crop and it'll bring up just the art zoomed in.
Oh, nice.
But it's only so good it can get until like an official high def art gets released.
Yeah, exactly.
I just yeah. I mean, I just want to know. I think it's a giant, but I'd like to see like the full art. I want to see what the artist's like full. Oh, why did I close that? I want to see the artist's full uncropped piece. You know, like when they finally release for like the wallpaper or whatever. Whenever we do that. Anyway, so yeah, code spell cleric. Next is Divine Gambit.
Divine Gambit. It's 2 white mana for a sorcery. Exile target creature, artifact, or enchantment an opponent controls. That player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield.
Very good.
I love random cards like this. This would go 100% into my Chaos deck if I ever splash white into it.
Well, I mean, like, just think about it. They have like an 8/8 indestructible. Put it on the bottom of your deck. Or exile it. Or wherever. You know, the other one's, the one I'm thinking of is, Oblation. Put a creature card, bottom of the deck. Same thing. Put a bottom right from the top of your deck.
You just.
But, like, you blow up their 8/8 indestructible. Right? You remove from the game, and they put a fucking land in. Like, 10th turn. Who gives a shit about the land?
You know but what if it's the other way around? What if like you need to get rid of like a 4/4 and like sweet, here's an 8/8. Here's Blightsteel Colossus.
Well, that is a random, right? But like most of the time, what's the most common permanent in the deck?
The most common permanent in the deck normally is gonna be lands.
So their odds are pretty good that more than 50% chance of getting something that's not gonna hurt you.
You run 50% lands?
Well, you run. I mean, if you're running a 60 card deck, you want like 25, 28. You know, it's close to 50%.
Okay. That's
I run like 36 to 40 in an EDH deck.
Oh yeah, EDH. Yeah, I do like 37, just kind of as a starting point. So that makes sense.
Yep. This card's a staple in every goddamn format. It's a good card. It's flexible, likely to not hurt you with a resolution. You can use it in a pinch too on your own card. That's about killed.
No, it has to be an opponent's card.
Oh right, oh damn.
Because otherwise, I would always use it against myself and create all kinds of chaos with it.
Okay.
Goodbye, 1/1 token. Hello, legendary.
I want that for my cube. Doomscar. We already talked about Doomscar.
Doomscar, we've talked about. I like it. I still think it's essentially an undercosted Wrath of God.
Sure. Doomscar Oracle.
Doomscar Oracle. It's 2 and a white mana for a human cleric. When you cast your second spell each turn, you gain 2 life, and then it also has Foretell. You can foretell it after you pay the 2 mana and bring it just onto the battlefield for a single white mana.
That's pretty cool. Like I said, it's not really cheaper. It's just splitting up the cost. Once again, it allows you to foretell in the second turn, and then play it for cheap the third turn with maybe something else. Or you play it the second turn and then play something after it against you have more mana and net yourself 2 life. I mean, that's actually a neat little bonus. Like you play that, you play this guy first, like, and then you play that spirit making guy. You make it gives you life. It doesn't give you spirit this turn, but now you've got an even better board position for next turn. At third turn too.
What I really like about Foretell is that you can. It's essentially almost like giving yourself a second hand, especially if you have a lot of foretell cards.
Right.
Because you foretell when you have the extra mana, and then any turn in the future you can cast it normally for cheaper. And like your opponent can't ever make you discard those cards. So it's really handy.
There's bound to be a card that puts a foretell card from exile or face down or whatever in the discard pile face up.
Yeah, maybe eventually. I don't think there's any in this set.
No. I mean, like, there's bound to be eventually. Maybe I not even need this block or any of the sets for not even 10 more years from now, but they'll eventually. It's design space they'll get to.
Do you know that they don't do blocks anymore?
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, they got rid of it now. Like they will do it if it's needed. They will do sets back to back that take place on the same plane.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, every set will just be its own kind of plane.
I'm conflicted.
Here's what I hate. So they announced this right after Dominaria. They're like, going forward, we're not doing blocks anymore. They'll just all be set alone. And then they're like, hey, guess what? We're returning the Ravnica for 2 sets. And then we're doing a 3rd set that's not a Ravnica block, but it takes place on Ravnica. And I'm like, you filthy liars. You just did a block set. You just didn't call it a block set. Right. It's okay. Don't
lie to me.
I don't know.
Don't lie to me. All right. Doomscar Oracle. Pretty good.
It is.
I gotta say about him real quick. The fucking fur around his neck, it's just such a badass look. Just so cool. More barbarians with fur on their neck. Anyway. Next we got Giant Ox, which is definitely
Giant Ox.
Fun fact, I have an Ox deck I've been building.
That's amazing.
And this is going in it, obviously.
This particular Ox is 1 and a white. It's a creature Ox, and when it crews vehicles using its toughness rather than its power, and it is a 0/6. And I overvalue this card way too much in every single draft that I do. I'm like, oh, I'm going to totally use this to power all my vehicles, and then I just never do it because I'm a coward.
Good blocker, that's why.
He is a good blocker.
I mean, like, normally, for 2 mana, you get Angelic Wall, which is 0/4 for flying.
Yeah, it's so good.
Right? Yeah, I know. But, like, there's also, like, a 0/5, like, gains you 2 life when you block for 2. So, like, you know, there's different levels of power. I think this actually might be undercosted. Because right now, it can literally pilot any vehicle in the game. Not only can it pilot any vehicle in the game, but you can have an Ox piloting the Parahelion 2 through the sky. It's just flying Ox. Yeah. Just running along. It's in the fucking pilot seat with the hooves.
I like the idea of a giant Ox that's piloting on a smuggling copter. Just because it's antithesis of one another. I don't know. Anyways, I've yet to actually play one of these in my draft deck, but I always draft them because I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do something with them, and then I never do.
I'm looking right now. I think I can crew every vehicle in the game.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything with a crew higher than 6.
I think there's one with 6. I found one with 6. There's a couple with 5. Yeah, like,
that makes sense.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, most crews are between 1 and 3. To be fair, Unicycle. I need to get that. And then let me guess, how much it costs? $30? Oh, $16 for Unicycle. Because it's on the goddamn playtest cards. All those playtest cards are minimum like $15. I swear.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's because they got so limited printed.
Like they need to print more of that because I wanted some of those.
That's not how Wizards works.
No, of course not. They're not. They don't want to make money. All right. Next we have Glorious Protector. This is a fucking
Glorious Protector
amazing card.
2 and 2 white mana for an Angel Cleric. It has flash and flying, and when Glorious Protector enters the battlefield, you may exile any number of non-angel creatures you control until Glorious Protector leaves the battlefield. And it has Foretell for 2 and a white.
Which actually makes it cost more.
Overall, but again, this will allow you to play it with 3 mana when normally you just wouldn't be able to play it at all.
This is a late turn game. You're not going to be playing this like 5th turn usually.
I mean, you might need to.
You might need to, but you probably won't. What I like about this is we cast it in response to like a wrath. You exile all yours.
Oh, yeah.
They die, and you just get your board back.
Yes.
It's so 100%. Good. It's such a great late game card. It literally, it goes from someone like, I've got this game in the bag. Oh, I'm fucked. You know, like I just lost all my creatures, and they still have their entire board.
Yeah, exactly. Like here's the great thing about this. Like, let's say you had foretold both this card and Doomscar from earlier. You play Doomscar, and then in response to that, you play Glorious Protector. You get all your creatures. Doomscar kills all creatures, and that includes their Glorious Protector. And then, like you said, everything comes back on your side, and you just...
You can play that from Foretell, in fact. In response to my own Doomscar, I play.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That says non-angel creatures, but if you use Conspiracy and turn them all into, I don't know, elves, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anything but angels, you can then blink itself and just make a mass blink effect for really cheap. You can mass blink, so if you have the blink deck, the black-white blink deck, right, you could have Conspiracy, call them all, I don't know, fucking squirrels. Who gives a shit? anything but Angel, and then it comes in, removes your whole board, including itself, because you can choose itself now, and any creature you want, because the wording on the card doesn't change, just the creature type. Because Conspiracy overwrites it, they all blink out and they all come back immediately. But like, if they haven't comes in the battlefield effect, they all trigger again. Anything that's triggered when the creatures come into play, that all triggers again.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
like
just that 2-card combo that's actually really solid for a blink, for black-white blink. Now I don't think there's a lot of black-white blink decks, but I will make one just to use this card in an abusive manner.
There you go. Go for it.
How much? Let me guess. $15? Oh, 71 cents. Let me buy 5 of these fucking things. 1 second. This is like such a white staple now. This card is so good.
Is honestly one of the weakest colors right now.
Yeah, because white does nothing. It's white's the color of removal, but all the removal white does, every other color does better.
Yes.
Even blue, unfortunately. Rapid hybridization, anyone? Anyway. God, that card's so good. I wish I had one. Next, we have God's Hall Guardian, a cute little kitty.
Cute little kitty. It's a 5 mana with 1 white mana. It's a cat, vigilance, and it's got foretell of 3 and a white mana, and it is a 3/6.
I honestly think this card might be unplayable. 3/6.
I have seen it be last pick in several drafts. It's not that great.
I think it's actually unplayable because for 6 mana, any 6 mana drop card is better than this thing. Any rare, that's 6 drop. Yeah, even a jank rare is better than this. And that power and toughness. Let me go to advanced
other commons at 6 mana are better.
I know there's a really good card, or really good. I shouldn't say good. A fun uncommon. Where's my power and toughness? Oh right, the power equal to 3, toughness equal to 6, mana cost. Oh, I don't know. Actually, make it white. There we go. Color is white. Enter. Oh, look, Bulwark Giant. You can gain 5 life. That's terrible, too, actually. I'm going to be really honest. You could have, for a 3/6, for 5 mana, you can God Eternal Oketra. I mean, come on. You can have Heavenly Blade Master, which is a way cooler card. You can just take all the fucking equipment you control and orders and put it on one guy. I mean, shit. You know what's better than this? Imposing Vantasaur. It's a 3/6 with Vigilance, but it's got Cycling for 1, so it's useful. The one I'm thinking of is not here, so it must be something else. I think it's a 2/6. Oh, maybe it's a 2/6.
Again, though, if you play this for its foretell cost,
I think
you get it out in turn 4, which then it would be halfway okay at best for
Crowd Favorites is a 4/4 for 7 mana. I'd rather play. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's what I was thinking of. It's not the right. I thought it was just. I was just misremembering the stats on the card, but that's the card I was thinking of. Crowd Favorites, which is one of my favorite cards from Onslaught. That's an uncommon that no one plays because it's terrible. So, but I love it because it's stupid and I like the card. I love the art. It's just something about it calls to me. That's the thing is sometimes like this card, God's Hall Guardian, the right kind of art, it'd be my favorite card in the set. I mean, like that's all it takes. But I think it's unplayable outside of it being your favorite card.
Yeah,
next we have Gold Maw Champion. Because there's just so many, like literally, you can play a Hand of Justice for the same cost. Yeah. For 2/6. That you can tap 3 white creatures in it and just remove things from the game. Magus of the Tabernacle, I'd rather play that, you know? Like, fuck. Swooping Talon, the provoke flyer that you have to remove flying so it can provoke non-flying creatures. It literally removes its own flying so it can provoke creatures that can't fly. I mean, like, that I'd rather play over this. And that's an unplayable card too, I might add. Not many cards in Magic are just completely unplayable. Just, yeah.
It fits cat tribal though.
It does.
So there's
just so many better 6-drop cats. Sabertooth Neshoba, anybody? That's a 6-drop cat. It's a 6/6 for 6. With 2 protections and a trample. Anyway, Gold Maw Champion is a really good card.
It is, yeah. It's 2 and a white. It's a dwarf warrior and it's boast 1 and a white tap target creature, and it's a 2/3. It's a very efficient card.
It's very efficient. It taps every turn that you attack with it. I mean, a little expensive, but it's common. You know, my favorite thing about it is, that was nothing. I once took down a frost giant with a spoon. I love that fucking quote. It's so good. I just like the art, the big hammer. I just really want to get it modified with Thor. It's like actual.
Oh, right. Yeah, it kind of looks like them already, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to. I think that's the intention here.
Yeah.
But I think I'd like to maybe Beta Ray Bill Thor instead. You know, the horse one.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, just this will look really good in foil. That demon or giant's maw. I think giants just look like weird creatures in this movie, in this game series, this world. But like the maw of the giants, like burning fire in the eyes. That looks so good foil. Like, oh. Anyway, this card I like. I adore this card. I'm gonna probably buy this foil. Okay, now we have a Halvar God of Battle. This is your double-sided card.
Double-sided card. Let me get down
there. You should open a second tab and have scroll down to the double-sided one so you can just tab over.
That is not going to happen right now.
Fair enough. Things for the future. Just like I'm going to set up a card art preview, double card art preview, so I can swap between cards out, revealing the works.
All right. So on the first side, we have Halvar, God of Battle. It's 2 and 2 white mana. It's a legendary creature god. Creatures that you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. So lets you swap equipment really cheap, really effectively. And then on the back, it is Sword of the Realms. 1 and a white. It's a legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has vigilance. And whenever equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand, and you can equip it for 1 and a white mana.
I'm gonna say like the one side, like the Halvar, I probably wouldn't play that one as often as I'd play the.
Oh, dude, I've used it in draft, and there's
nothing wrong
brutal.
with it, but I'd like that art on that sword that much that I'd probably play that more often. No, like there's nothing to do with the card and everything to do with like I like that card, that side better.
It's beautiful art.
Yes, it is beautiful. I mean, like the prismatic blade is just like, oh, such a cool idea. Right? No one, I can't believe no one's really thought about putting that like fucking shiny paint job on a blade of a sword. That's fucking cool. Anyway, well, I like both sides, but I really like the Sword of the Realms. I'm definitely gonna probably run this in a few decks. Honestly,
yeah, it's a very, very good, and it's a great cast. I mean, it's a mythic rare for a reason. The cool thing here is that the
that's $8. Jesus.
Or equipment like swapping ability that it has, it also triggers on your opponent's attack.
Oh my god.
So, and it's really great because it gives your creatures double strike or first strike.
Have you seen the altar frame? The alternate art and frames?
I have, but I again, that would be like a 4th tab I would need open.
Altar art from the sword is so cool.
All right,
oh my god.
Let's go.
God, I want this card. Why am I I'm gonna end up paying $10 for this stupid thing for this one card.
Let's go. That's not what I want.
I mean, like the Halvar art's really fucking cool too. He's wielding the sword. Actually, I noticed. I didn't notice. I think it's like that in the other one too. I just wasn't paying attention. Let's find out. How much attention was I paying? Yep, it's in both.
Scroll down.
Okay.
Halvar. Oh, these aren't lined up the same way.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. So you guys just get to see like half of it instead on my stream. There
Sword
you go.
Sword of the Realms, man. So good.
Yeah, Sword of the Realms looks amazing.
So good. I'm like in love with it. All right. I mean, like it's getting. I mean, the thing is, like when you look at the art, like Halvar can go into like the beards deck because he's got a beard. I mean, like things like these that are not really important to a lot of people, but like us theme players, me theme players. There's a helmet
that goes in quite down to that level.
I mean, like there's all sorts of like things you can do with like, and on the art can give you a lot of cute clues to what kind of theme deck it goes in. So if you're making a Halvar deck, you're like, oh, well, if you pay attention to the art, and you find all the arts with Halvar in it. You have a neat little theme deck, and a lot of times those cards have a lot of synergy too. They're smart about that. Anyway, next is Invoke the Divine. Back to your regular cards.
And back to the regular cards. Oh, I'm not nearly
White is the color of removal. Womp womp.
Almost there. There we go.
Womp womp.
All right, Invoke the Divine. 2 in a white mana. Instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and you gain 4 life. It's okay. Not great, just okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, Sorry, my stream is having a problem. 1 second.
Yeah, your stream is true. I just looked, and according to my OBS, I'm showing that I've dropped like at least 4% of my frames.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm thinking that there is just a problem on Twitch's end because
Twitch wasn't even let people go live either this morning or yesterday morning, so it could be that.
Okay, sorry. So yes, Invoke the Divine. Meh. Moving on. It's a renamed reprint of another card. I can't remember. It's been around since Ravnica, but it's just mediocre at best. Like it's like what it just disenchant. Why? Just you want to make white the thing. Make it disenchant. It also removes a creature and draws me a card for 2 mana. And now you're suddenly competitive with the other colors. Like I can get that in black, which is kind of the card I described is basically a black red card. For 1 black, 1 red, you can get that effect. It's like okay, not the enchantment, but anyway, Iron Verdict.
Iron Verdict. It's 2 and a white mana for an instant. Iron Verdict deals 5 damage to target tapped creature, and you can foretell it for a white mana.
White's the color of removal.
So like with this, I have used this to wonderful effect.
It's not bad. It's just
draft.
It's not great.
It's just it's really great at taking out giants.
Yes. Well, yes, because they're like 5/5s and they get tapped.
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
Do
they're like, oh, you think you can't do anything to me? Or boom.
The nice thing is it's instant speed. At least half the time this shit would be sorcery. And like, oh great. So I have to wait till I take 5 damage first, or lose a creature, and then I can kill him. Okay. At least now it's like, no. In response, I shoot him in the face with an axe. Just you basically just lob an axe at the giant's face, like it hits him right in the forehead. Oh, I didn't tab out. Sorry, chat. You get to see the works. Kaya's Onslaught. I have to use the restroom.
2 and a white. It's an instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains double strike until end of turn, and it you can foretell it for a single white mana. Again, with something like this, it's good in draft. At least it's good how I play draft, which is let's see how many small creatures I can sneak through my opponent's defenses. The thing I like about this the most is that the art depicts Kaya's battle against Vorniclex or Vornicles. I don't know actually how to say it. And Vornicles, up until this set, we thought that it was only on New Phyrexia, and that they couldn't travel between the planes because normally Phyrexians can't travel between planes. They don't have the planeswalking ability because they don't have souls. But somehow they were able to get to Kaldheim. So that's very interesting. And it makes me just ever so giddy for what the next couple sets of Magic could be. Because I would love to see some more Phyrexian kind of Magic play. That would be a lot of fun. Phyrexians have one of my favorite mechanics. They have infects because I love poison counters. It's a cheap way to win Magic, but boy oh boy am I 100% there for it. And then they also have my one true love in all of Magic, Madame Elish Norn. Like I would 100% let her complete me,
Oh, we were just talking about random things about Magic. Cool.
I was talking about,
I wish I had Elish Norn. I want that for the cube very badly. It's expensive.
Yeah, me too. No, so Kaya here is battling Vorniclex.
Oh, Vorniclex. Yeah, Vorniclex. What's his fucking name? Yeah.
Yeah. So because he shows up in this set.
What set was he in before?
He was in New Phyrexia.
New Phyrexia. Oh, right. So what they're saying is Phyrexians are officially back, baby.
They've been back.
Have they? No. But they were defeating New Phyrexia, weren't they?
No, that's why it's called New Phyrexia and not Mirrodin Pure. Is because they won the war and took over Mirrodin.
Yeah, then wasn't it destroyed? I could have swore Karn destroyed it.
Karn never destroyed Mirrodin.
Did he separate it from like the rest of the multiverse or something? Something that happened so they couldn't spread. I remember there was some Planeswalker shenanigans before the depower. This is before they depowered everything.
No, Karn originally went to Mirrodin and set it up.
Yeah, he accidentally caused the Phyrexian oil to spread.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that,
but I don't know all the lore, so it could be that Karn did something, but
I could have swore it was like destroyed by the Mirror. No, that's mixing up things. That's the first Mirrodin.
I mean, in Time Spiral, all the old Planeswalkers had to give up their old spark.
Yes.
In order to
and that's how they depowered everyone, yeah.
Yes.
That now everyone's got way less power, or aren't like gods, basically. Like, Urza's a god, okay? Like...
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's never... He got printed finally, but, like, it was the depowered one, wasn't it? It wasn't like...
It was back, like, when he was still a legendary creature. Like, it would have been...
No, I know that. He also has a... He has a... It's called Blind Seer. That's Urza in disguise, actually. In the story, he went with the party as the Blind Seer, so that no one would recognize him. So the card Blind Seer is Urza. Very underpowered card. Overcosted, but it's still really cool. Anyway.
He's also got his own card now as well.
Okay. Well, man, but if they ever did a Planeswalker, they'd have to do the post-depower level, because he would be he would, you know what he'd be? He'd be like a challenge deck. One person plays Urza, and a bunch of other people have to now take down Urza, right? Like that's how powerful he was. He's like...
He does have a Planeswalker card in one of the unsets, I think.
Okay, that's true.
And I think you have to go to a website, and the website that you go to, you click on like a random button.
Exist anymore, right?
And it tells you what random power he has for his abilities.
Academy Headmasters. Yeah, but they don't exist anymore. There's a fan-made website that replaces it. There's a High Lord Arcanist, but that's like a past version of him. That's when he was...
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be before
he's a Planeswalker, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it looks... Oh, maybe it's after. Actually, it might be an after. He's got the severed arms, so it might be after. But this is not. It's not a Planeswalker card.
No, I mean, if it was after, he wouldn't be like a legendary creature.
Did he lose his spark? I can't remember.
No,
but I think you're right. I think it was right the first time. I think maybe it's an alternate universe one too. They had a lot of that shit going on too.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, sidetracked. Next is Master Skald.
Master Skald, 4 and a white. It's a dwarf, a warrior. When Master Skald enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, return target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand, and it is a 4/4.
Shocked it's not legendary. Looks like it should be a legendary title, you know.
Yeah,
I get what it is, but I'm saying it's like Master Skald sounds like a legendary creature's name. But this is a really cool creature. I'm curious what's going on with this dwarf's hair, though. God.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Excuse me, is that a bear in the smoke there?
Looks like it.
Oh man.
Or almost like a dragon. Kind of
Let's see here. How's this gonna look on stream? Oh, it looks like crap. Oh, you know what? That's a dragon.
That is a dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, you had to fucking scroll in to figure that out. You couldn't just, like, the card's too... I mean, if I had a card, I could look at it, but...
Yes.
All right.
Shove that right in your face.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, this can go in your dragon themes deck now, because you've got a dragon in the art. That counts.
Oh, does it?
Yep, that's how it's sometimes you have to do that with a lot of
okay.
cards. So there's not a lot of white dragons, so...
We theme themes a little different, but that's okay.
Next is Rally the Ranks. There's more than one kind of theme. So there's theme by creature type. There's theme by something magic set up, and there's this theme you can do art. You can do storyline theme. You can do like all sorts of things. Silly things. You know what theme deck is? The Beards deck. By the way, this deck is great for this set is great for the Beards deck because everyone's got a beard.
It's great for a Beards deck.
Beards are getting so much boost like as a theme deck. And there's also chairs. Chairs got a lot of boost in Innistrad actually. There's a lot of chairs in Innistrad. So the chairs deck is like really good. It's blue-black chairs.
Blue-black chairs. Yeah. There you go.
I'm not even kidding. It's a theme deck. Blue-black chairs. Anyway.
Rally the Ranks is 1 and a white. It's an enchantment. As Rally the Ranks enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. And there's how have our just
when you type in Crusade and Gatherer, what happens? Does you get the actual card Crusade, or has it been removed from Gatherer for you? Because it's not on.
Yeah, it's probably been removed from Gatherer. I would imagine.
They removed the art because it's defensive, I guess. It's a white guy burning shit.
They removed
apparently.
like 7 cards. Yeah.
What were the other 6? Oh, Jihad probably. Moorish Cavalry probably. There's probably a few like that are based on historical shit that are like,
Well,
Hellfire maybe.
They were just like straight up racist art on them.
It's a bit racist. Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, it's just like I get it. So this is their continued crusade to replace Crusade with variants of Crusade.
Yeah, pretty much. Which they've been doing forever.
It's also perfect for your Halvar deck, by the way, because he's right there on the front.
He's right there.
It's also good, perfect for your Spirits deck. Guess what's behind him? Spirits!
Those could just be green-skinned people wearing skin suits and skin shields.
Okay, but there's a theme deck for that, too.
Okay.
Next is Iron Verdict, which we covered. Didn't we? Didn't we already cover that one?
Yeah, why is Iron Verdict next?
I think we did that one for... Oh, wait. I scrolled up. I'm sorry.
Resplendent Marshal?
Actually, it's Redain, the God of Worthy.
Ah, it's a double-face card.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Scroll on down.
Really good with Snow deck.
Redain, God of Worthy. 2 and white, the legendary creature God of Flying Vigilance. Snow lands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Non-creature spells your opponent's cost with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Cost 2 more to cast. And on the back here, we have Valkimra Protector's Shield. It's 3 and a white. It's a legendary artifact. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Whenever you or another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or an ability unless its controller pays 1 mana. I love the back of this card. I think that this Protector's Shield is amazing. I don't know why they called it a shield and then not make it equipment. Like, give me a different name. Like,
it's a reference to another card with the word shield. It's like a force field type thing.
It is, but make it an enchantment or make it something not a shield. Like, there's equipment in the game. If you're gonna call it a shield, let me wield it like a shield. You know.
I'm trying to find the name. Oh, you know what? It'll help if I type an type artifact. Type.
The front of the card, it's okay. She's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that I would probably almost always play the Protector's Shield portion of this from my filthy casual kind of mindset. Mostly because it has, like, going back
Shield
to
of the Realm. If a source would deal damage to a equipped creature, prevent 2 of that damage. So that's one of those things. That. And there's Shield of the Avatar, which is the X for X is the number of creatures you have. But there's a white or an artifact card that this is mimicking. And and it's doing better. I mean, in a sense, I just cannot remember. My brain is mush.
It reminds me of the absorb mechanic that was on, I think, 1 sliver from the Time Spiral block, which essentially was just like.
This is in fact the absorb ability. It's the same ability as absorb. Yes.
Yep.
This is absorb. To you or permanent you control prevent 1 damage. Jesus. So basically, 1/1s are useless. I mean, Meekstone does that, right? No, that's the. That one taps. There is one that is an artifact that definitely reduces damage, but to 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Force field.
I can't remember honestly.
No, there's force field reduces it down to 1. That's Urza's something or other. Urza's armor. Urza's armor. If a sword would deal damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. Period. That's okay. That's what I'm thinking of. But that costs 6, and then that's to prevent your permanence. The difference for damage to you. Anyway, I like this. I really like the art of the other side, but
yeah, can we see
Redain? The Redain's cool. The non-creature spells your opponents cast is such a harsh, like brutal, like that body on a flying vigilance 2/3 for 3 alone is good. The Snowlands hosing, probably not gonna play it. Yeah, it's not going to come into play very often unless you're playing someone with a lot of lands from the deck. But, and then there's what's her alternate? Dude, the alternate art.
Yeah, the alternate art looks really cool, especially
horse. This is for the horsey deck. This goes in the horsey deck.
In the background, this is true. All right, let's move on to Resplendent Angel or Marshal, I should say. It's 1 and 2 white for a creature, Angel Warrior, flying. When Resplendent Marshal enters the battlefield or dies, you may exile another creature from your graveyard. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control other than Resplendent Marshal that shares a creature type with the exiled card.
A lot of fucking text.
I love this card.
I like the card. Card's good. A lot of fucking text.
It's a lot of text. So Kaldheim is the most complicated set just from a sheer number of words on cards.
Also, by title of how to fucking say the name of the set.
There is some of that as well. Yes.
Like I was pretty sure you were saying the last one wrong, but I don't know how to say it right. So I'm like,
Oh yes, 100% I was.
But I like this card a lot. I love her shield. I like the with the radiant rays going through her wings. That's so cool. Or let's see her alternate art real quick. Oh, just widescreen art. Never mind. Who cares? Next card. We got Revitalize. Not gonna say a lot about this.
Yeah, Revitalize. It's 1 and a white instant. You gain 3 life.
Yeah, it's a reprint from fucking core set, and it's also it's one less than this another card. A card that does the same thing from Ravnica Block. I have a couple of those too. Because actually, this card is actually really good for mono white in EDH because there's not a lot of card draw. So any cantrip you can get, plus it gives you 3 life. So that's like the whole point you're playing this is to draw the card for 2 mana. That's the cycle. You're basically cycling this card and gaining 3 life. So this 100%. Got a home in some decks, but mostly it's gonna be mono white for the card draw because it's a good card draw. Especially in EDH where there's one card like this with a different name. Now you have 2 copies of that card. In EDH, that's crucial for some things, especially for card draw. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Next, Righteous Valkyrie, which I need for my cube.
Yeah, so it's 2 and a white mana flying. Whenever another angel or cleric enters the battlefield underneath your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. As long as you have at least 7 more life than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2.
It's 2/4 for 3 mana with flying. It's just really
good.
No,
2/4, yes.
It's got really good stats. And if you can give it lifelink with a rune card or another artifact or enchantment, you can just really go to house with that guy. He comes a 4/6, and he's just so hard to fight at that point. Excuse me. The fact that randomly you'll just get tons of life gain. Because, like, angels are generally 3-4 toughness, 5 toughness for the bigger ones. Like, it's just some of them are 2 toughness, but like,
that's perfect.
And in the cube, like, there's a 5/5 angel, there's a 4/4 angel, there's a couple of like big toughness angels. So this guy makes sense. This is the angel aggro. Anyway, speaking of runes of sustenance is next.
1 and a white for enchantment or rune enchant permanent. When Rune of Sustenance enters the battlefield, draw a card. As long as enchanted permanent is a creature that has lifelink, and as long as enchanted permanent is an equipment, it has equipped creature has lifelink.
Arguably, this is better than that previous card and does the same thing. It gains you life, it draws you a card, but it gives you permanent life gain to either a creature or equipment. So I would say, actually, this is probably more crucial to putting in. This is going to be a white deck staple, probably, just because it's versatility there. Because you can put down an opponent's creature, and then, like, it has lifelink. Oh, the way it's phrased, never mind. It gives it to the creature. I thought you gained the life because you control the lifelink. But no. That's the old school way of doing it. Never mind. I was thinking, oh, yeah, you own the lifelink, so you can put on an opponent's creature and, like, neutralize it.
No. Yeah, it's not Spirit Link.
It's not that link. That's Spirit Link, yeah. Spirit Link is nice. And you're like, I'm going to put it on. Here, Joe, go to town on Fred over there. Because you're not going to go to me because it's not going to do anything. All right. Next. Oh, I have to say about this. This goes in a dwarf deck for obvious reasons on the back of a dwarf. But I just really love the glowing room. It's going to look so pretty in foil. Like, that kind of stuff matters to me. I mean, common and uncommon foils are easy to get. Next, we have Rune Forge Champion, another favorite card. This also is probably making it into my cube.
Dwarf Warrior. When Rune Forge Champion enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a rune card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it, and you may pay 1 rather than pay the mana cost for rune spells that you cast.
So yeah,
it's what it does.
It's going right into my rune deck. Like it's like there's a whole enchantment theme. So I'm putting the runes in because they trigger all the enchantment stuff. Plus this guy because he's a 2/3 for 3.
Yeah,
and you can search for an enchantment or a rune, which is an enchantment, which will fuel you to draw a card with some of the things that are in the cube. So it's like there's a whole enchantments rule themes. I love enchantments. So I know I keep talking my cube, but it's mine. Damn it! It's a casual format. It's a casual competitive format. Search for glory.
2 and a white snow sorcery, which this is the first time I think you could find snow on non-permanents. Search your library for a snow permanent card, a legendary card, or a saga card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You gain 1 life for each snow spent to cast the spell. Snow is a mana from a snow source.
So a white snow lanes plus 2 any other 2 snow lanes, you gain 3 life, and you search for a card that you want out of your deck, put in your hand. That's cool. A legendary card, which can be equipment, enchantment, world enchantment, whatever.
Yeah.
It has to be legendary.
Has to be legendary. That's the weird thing about it. But other than that, it's great.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
Oh, bless you. Next up, we have Shepherd of the Cosmos. It's 4 and 2 white for an Angel Warrior. Flying, when Shepherd of the Cosmos enters the battlefield, return target permanent card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a 3/3 and has foretell of 3 and a white mana. It's okay.
I like, once again, this whole Radiant Wings thing. I love the purple. Yes, I love the purple in this. Oh my god, it looks so good. Permanent card from mana cost 2 or less, man. You can get your GT back. That's actually pretty fucking good. It's a 3/3 for 6, not that great. Oh, but you can foretell it, so you can split it up. Still 6 mana, but you're splitting it up. 4 turns. Look, you foretell in the second turn or third turn. You foretell 4th turn after you lost to like a good piece of equipment, and like that's actually a pretty decent thing in the right build. That's gonna be good in certain builds, but I would say only because you like a 3rd or 4th item return, because you'll have a bunch of creatures spells that'll do it, and then you also want it on some creatures too, so you can have more of the effect, so you don't get screwed by card draw. Like, oh, I have 2 of this affecting the entire deck. Now you have 6 of those in the deck. Yeah, you're more likely to pull it. So it's not like your first choice, but if you're doing a specific recursion theme, this is gonna be a really strong card for those, because you can do foretell. If they didn't have foretell, it'd be completely unplayable. At 6 mana, it's unplayable. The 2 and 4 is way more playable.
Yes.
Foretell actually makes a lot of unplayable cards playable in that case, honestly. Because it makes it, you can split up the cost. Anyway.
Yeah.
And sometimes it costs less. My dinner is ready, so I need to... Why don't we pull up Sigrid, God Favored, which is a single-sided card, and I will be back while you talk about that. I have words about this, so...
Okay, well then I will just read it out loud for now. So Sigrid, God Favored, it's 1 and 2 white, legendary creature, human warrior. Has flash, first strike, and protection from god creatures. When Sigrid, God Favored, enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target attacking or blocking creature until Sigrid leaves the battlefield. It's a 2/2 and has never alone, never afraid. She's a badass lady. There's nothing wrong with her. She's got that red hair, and like my hair may not be super red anymore, but it's still a little red. So therefore we are kin. Actually, I am part Scandinavian somehow. I never really got the story out of my grandfather, but I know that at some point either I think his grandfather, maybe his great grandfather, came from Norway, but I'm not 100% sure if when that happened. But yes, I am part Scandinavian, so therefore part Viking. However, I'm not a very good Viking. I went once to Iceland, and while in Iceland, the wife and I went whale watching, and the seas were slightly choppy, and that was enough to make me feel like just crap. Like I took some Dramamine, and I tried to focus on like a distant sight out, at the horizon, like they suggested. but I was just like, like my belly, it did like it's weird. It kind of just makes you nauseous. Not like you like necessarily are going to be sick, but just like you are going to just feel unpleasant for however long that happened. And I feel bad because like I was very much looking forward to go to whale watching, and I mean she was able to see plenty, and I saw some, but I spent a lot of time below deck just with my head kind of like on a table, and then I covered up my head with a sweatshirt. It's just like, oh, get me out of here. But a trip to Iceland otherwise was fantastic. I would definitely recommend it. It is extraordinarily expensive. Um, the Icelandic kronar, um, yeah, just everything's expensive. I mean, maybe that's because it's city living. I mean, we pretty much stayed in Reykjavik the entire time, and maybe just because it was, in the city that everything was expensive. But I doubt it. I think literally it's just because Iceland is out in the middle of nowhere. But maybe not. I don't really know. I just know that I really enjoyed it. It was weird. We went during the summer. And because of that, like we touched down and we got to our hotel at about 11 o'clock at night. And the sun was still up. The sun didn't set till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Which for me, I'm like, whatever, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed. But for my wife, that was kind of a hard thing. The hotel room though did have most excellent blackout curtains, which is really nice. Um, but it's weird. It like I live in northern Michigan, and I live at kind of like the far end of the Eastern time zone. So like during the summer, we can go until about 10 o'clock or so during the best days, and the sun will still be up. Um, oh, but it's just a whole nother deal out in Iceland. Now, I'm sure that the winter sucks because there are probably days when you get like 3 hours of sunlight, and then it's like that gray muted sunlight, and it's not great at all. But having that much sun in the in like the spring slash summertime would be absolutely tremendous. Um, and actually, like while we were there, I we went and we saw a bunch of like we went on this little like tour because essentially because it's Iceland and because of how tiny it is, you can more or less get like a 1 day tour that covers like all the interesting spots around the island, and that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not entirely. And One of the places that we went to, and I'm gonna like I don't remember exactly what it's called, but we went to like Geysir, which like it's literally where the word geyser comes from. It comes from this one geyser that's called something incredibly similar to geyser, like Gyazor. So I don't know. Make it Icelandic, and that's what it is. And that was really cool. We saw that go off a couple of times, and there was this spa and sauna that we got into. And let me tell you, it was very strange, um, because in Iceland, you like it was like the most European thing I've ever done. Where like for a little bit while I was in the locker room, like you literally have to walk around naked just a little bit, and I wasn't totally comfortable, but at the same time, everyone was doing it. I was like, all right, let's go.
Sorry, that was too. I didn't mean for that to take so fucking long.
That's okay. I told everybody about my exploits in Iceland. So
nice. All right, so there are two tribals you may not know about: banners and capes, and they are so excited to get this card. This card is so good, like, it's a fucking it's a creature removal with legs with its own evasion, and it comes in like instant speed at the end of your turn, like ending their turn, like surprise motherfucker, I remove something, or I'm sorry, during not end of turn, at the end of their combat. So you could like have all the combat damage resolved. And like, okay, that didn't work out how I wanted. I'm gonna remove the creature anyway. Get out of here. Like, oh, so good. Sigrid's so good.
Sigrid is very good.
Very happy with her new card.
Her only card?
Is it her only card? I thought she had one more before this, didn't she?
I don't think so.
No, she didn't. I think I'm mixing her up with someone else. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Spectral Steel.
Spectral Steel, 1 and a white. It's a enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, and you can pay 1 and a white and exile Spectral Steel from your graveyard. Return another target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. It's okay.
It's pretty good because it's enchantment, right? Usually you'll get value out of that. Supposing the creature doesn't die before you can attack. But the thing that's really nice is you can later sacrifice its okayness for getting a better equipment card out of your graveyard that also may have died.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like an equipment deck, enchantment decks gonna really like this because you can, especially an aura-based enchantment deck, because it's just another single recursion that's also an enchantment, so it plays double duty. It's an enchantment, so it works for your pumps, but it's also recursion. So I don't know, I like it. I think it's really cool. Also, Ghost Swords rule. Anyway, we got Stalwart Valkyrie.
Stalwart Valkyrie, 3 and a white. Angel Warrior, it's a 3/2, and you may pay 1 and a white and exile a creature card from your graveyard rather than pay this spell's mana cost, and it has flying.
So paying 2 mana and removing your 1/1 that died last turn, fucking sweet. That's really fucking good.
It's the only way you should play this card. Paying 4 mana for this card, you're getting ripped off.
It's just discard fodder. Otherwise, after, yeah. If you don't pay it with the if you don't have a way to pay for it, the other way it's a discard. Discard a card. That's the card you discard. Unless you're desperate for a flyer or something.
Yeah.
Like I got 5 fucking equipment and nothing, so then you're gonna play it because it's got value waiting for it. But it's not valuable by itself unless you alternate cast it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Love the art though. Kaldheim Courser.
2 and a white. Creature, Pegasus, flying. Artifacts and enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and it's a 2/2. I really like this card. It's very it does a lot of stuff.
It goes into it goes into equipment and enchantment and aura decks right away, because it makes those things. It's a flyer. It's an cost thing, and it reduces the cost of things to cast. So
it's a nice little.
It provides value while being a creature that can give you more value when it finally attacks with whatever you put on it.
So I should for draft. Oh, I'm sorry. It's great.
Is it okay? I mean, I think it's playable in draft because it's a 2/2 for 3 flying, which are totally playable in draft. But that bonus feature is nice. Ah, fuck. Oh, my back's fucking hurting. Oh.
This card coming up probably has some of my favorite art in the entire set.
Kaldheim Unleashed.
Yes. 2 and 2 white. It's a sorcery. Create 4/4. Create a 4/4 white angel warrior creature token with flying and vigilance. If the spell was foretold, create X of those creature tokens instead, and you can foretell it for XX and a white mana.
Oh. Wow. That's bazonkers. So the math on that is for 4 mana. We're told if you do 4 mana, you'd still get 1/4/4. So it costs exactly the same, because you round down, right? Say
that again.
We round down on Magic, right? So if it's like a half, you can't make half an angel token. So you pay 3 mana and a white into the foretell. It's the same thing as hard casting it. So as long as you pump in 1 more mana, as long as you pay 1 more mana than its current cost, total. For the foretell cost, you'll get 2. It's like doubles. For 1 mana, you basically get twice as many tokens. So you go because if you have 3 and white, that means it rounds down to 3, rounds down to 2. 1. I mean,
what?
Right?
Where are you getting the 3 and 1 from?
3, because you can pay 1x, 1x, right? And
X has to be the same.
Oh, you have to do it in even numbers. Ah.
Yes. So it's either 3 mana for 1.
Which is cheaper.
or you have to do 5 mana for 2,
which is really good. Which is a really good deal. Cause 2 4/4s for
7 mana for 3.
Yeah, but 2 4/4s for 5 mana is solid, really
Oh
solid.
yeah.
Anything about that is nice, but that's right there. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, I mean that's without the foretell.
Yeah.
The initial cost, but
yeah.
But yeah, no, I love it. I love this art. Like this art is to me kind of what makes like
more cool radiance.
all Thor, like the newer Thor movies just so fantastic.
Oh,
it's
like
just
Ragnarok?
bright, colorful, and badass.
I'm actually going through those again. I just watched Iron Man 2, so I'm actually going through to rewatch this. I've only seen all of them once at a time in the theater, so. But yeah, this is really cool. Once again, I think these neat shimmering light effects will look really good in foil, actually.
Yeah, they probably will.
Oh God, my back. Fuck. I don't know. I'm having problems right now. Story Seeker. Ow.
It's 1 and a white. It's a dwarf cleric with lifelink. It's a 2/2.
It's a cutie.
This card has been done a million times. And it's an effective 2/2 drop. Like I really at some point draft, and
there's been knights and soldiers and fucking rebels, I think too.
Yeah, I think so. It's just it's a good all around card.
Really good, like in draft. Usher of the Palm.
It's a white mana for a spirit warrior creature. It's a 2/1 and it has boast 1 and a white. Create a 1/1 white human warrior creature token.
Wow, that's pretty good. Attack.
Yeah,
makes a token.
No, it's okay.
It's
I don't know if I would ever.
1 white. First of all, it's the fucking Savannah lands that makes white dudes on the second turn.
Yeah.
The first turn you play it, second turn you attack, you make a fucking free dude.
Yeah.
That's value right there. Period.
Yeah.
And after that, but like 2/1 for 1 mana is really solid.
I just kind of like it as a 1-drop, but I don't know how often I would use the boast ability.
Probably if you don't have a second drop all the time.
Well, yes. If I have 2 free mana, I would probably use it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's the only time you'd probably use it. Oh, I have 2 free mana. I have nothing to counter, kill, or whatever, so we'll just spend it. Okay. Next is Valkyrie Sword.
1 and a white artifact equipment. When a Valkyrie Sword enters the battlefield, you may pay 4 and a white. If you do, create a 4/4 white angel warrior creature token with flying and vigilance. Then attach Valkyrie Sword to it. Equipped creature gets +2/+1, and you can equip it to a creature with 3 mana.
That's an okay equipment as is, but making the token is really smart, and it's a cycle. There's a blue one that makes a giant, a red one I think that makes a dwarf, and I don't remember the rest. There's one for each of them.
I have a hard time playing this card because like I only ever want to play it for the 7 mana version of it.
Oh yeah,
but
7 mana.
I never have that much mana available.
I mean,
and then I don't want to cast it for 2.
If you got a flyer, I'd pop that in a playing field for 2 and equip it because that gives you more value than waiting until turn 7 to make it angel. But
I
like the flexibility.
Yeah, yes, I do too.
Early time, I need damage right now. You pull it late game, like, oh, I got a bomb. Bam. You know, it's Guardian Angel, which is already a card. 4/4 flying for 7 to rare. I think it actually has vigilance too, but anyway, I like this card a lot. The swords in this set are just so cool. Just goddamn.
Oh yeah, they have to be.
All right.
North.
Next, Valor of the Worthy.
Valor of the Worthy.
Another random aura.
It's a white mana. It's enchantment aura. Enchantment creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. And when an enchanted creature leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying.
Note that second ability only happens if you actually get to resolve the fucking thing. So if your creature dies on the way in, because that's what happens with a lot of time you have enchantment, you get to play it and someone kills the creature in response, like 2-for-1 you. This won't give you a token, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not.
But I do like that it's an enchantment that replaces itself, so that's a really nice feature. And with enchantment decks, you can actually play it, sack it, recur it, and just make a bunch of tokens with just this one card and some of the other common pieces. So I see like there's maybe a token engine here, a janky token engine for someone like lower budget people who can't afford like replenish or something. You know. Anyway, next, Warhorn Blast. That's not what I almost said.
It's 4 and white. Instant creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, and then you can foretell it for 2 and a white mana. This is kind of a trash card. They make more efficient cards that I think literally just cost 3 mana.
For 2/+1, +2/+1, you can pay 2 colors and 1 white already, just for a spell. This is
this is not a great card.
It's unplayable. I mean, playable in draft in a pinch, but
yeah, it's not good.
It might win you the game if you got a lot of weenies. If you're doing weenies, it's good in a pinch. It's good for a draft.
Yeah,
but
yes,
you gotta have a really good draft to be able to even take. You'd be picking that late, probably, honestly. Wings of the Cosmos, which has some amazing fucking art, by the way. What'd you say? Sorry, I talked over you.
It is white mana. Instant target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. Untap it.
Incredible art. Flying wolf. I mean, come on. This is just there's like a million fucking cards that do this in white. This is another white common that gets printed a lot with this a different name. At least it's got cool art though.
It does. I drafted this in one of my drafts, and I was very disappointed when I played it, and I found out that it only targets one creature and not all creatures. Because I was like, this is amazing. How is this a common? And then I'm like, oh, it only targets one creature. Wah, wah.
Outrun, God of the Cosmos.
No, we got to stop.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's stop at white. Actually, that's a good idea. Stopping at white is good. Actually, I was thinking that, but
it's okay. I got to get to bed, folks.
I guess it's going to be a month-long endeavor.
No, it will be. For the next 4 or 5 episodes, we're just going to go through Kaldheim. And then by the time we're done with that, then Strixhaven will be out, and we'll start that. We'll talk about nothing but Magic from now on. So
no, probably not. But
we won't do that.
But
to you guys.
I think it's really cool that we can do this. So I'm excited.
I really like it. It was great. I'm looking forward to the next one. So
I'll see you next week.
Oh, 100%. Same time. Probably a little earlier.
Oh, good. Yeah. Maybe get a little bit farther. Maybe we'll get Balloon a little bit farther.
Have fun. Don't you have a secret stream tonight or something like that?
Yeah, in about 20 minutes. I have a Skin Slip Secret Cinema over on my Discord. We're going to watch Twin Sitters.
Well, you guys have fun with that. I'm going to take off and hopefully hit some Z's. So,
good old bad movies. Love it.
Stay healthy. And I love you guys.
Bye, everybody.